Yo, what's up? Yo, this is a Flat Earth Subgenius. This is a message, a reaching out. This is to Owen Benjamin. Owen Benjamin is a very professional and classically trained pianist and comedian. A double sword there. Comedians that can play an instrument like a guitar. It's a different type of stand-up comedy. You know, it's not true stand-up comedy with just a microphone and a stool and a drink. But it's a maybe a more highly evolved form of comedy when you have a piano or a synthesizer or a guitar. And you can do stand-up comedy with your guitar or synthesizer or piano. I think that's quite an incredible skill you have, Owen Benjamin. I've been looking into Owen Benjamin and listening to him. Well, like I told Antonio the other day, a lot of us, we went on this binge, this philosophical or intellectual binge for the past well, many years. A lot of us have been doing this for longer than a decade. A decade, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. Maybe you just joined in the past 2 years. Maybe you just joined in the past 1 year. Maybe you're just joining in here now tonight for the very first time, having a flat earth conversation with face to face with a real, well, a virtual, digital. I mean, I'm real, but right now I'm digital. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm real. This is I'm Dan Falkenbach. So I went into this Owen or Jordan Peterson phase. I'm just like, ooh, who's this Jordan Peterson guy? I'm constantly looking for, I don't know, mentorship, some type of leadership from someone other than myself. I like to, what's it called? Find the others, as Terence McKenna said. So been looking for leader type people, intellectual mentors, thought leaders, leaders in general. It's good to learn from those types of people. You can judge yourself by your 5 friends, the 5 people that you hang out with the most. That'll show you what type of person that you are. So I just went on the Jordan Peterson binge, and I'm like, oh, this guy's awesome. This guy's great. He's still alive too. It's great to see a guy that's still alive that gives you hope for this fucking humanity. So, but then it just gets old. The same shit. He starts repeating the same shit, and you really start to understand the Kermit the Frog meme. And then you just hear the same old bullshit out of JP's mouth. And then the Ben Shapiro phase comes. It's the same thing. You just, oh, look at this little Jew. This is great. He's speaking great stuff out of his mouth. He's really smart. He's seems to be a good Jew, a Jew I can trust. And but then the same type of shit happens. Just the same. The Rubin Report. What's that one? The Crowder. I don't know. They all seem to spew the same type of bullshit. And then I found Owen Benjamin like 6 months ago. And I found Owen Benjamin about 6 months ago, and then listened to one of his specials. And then I seen he was getting banned on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and off his YouTube. I'm like, oh, another guy who's getting banned, just like Eric Dubé. Now Eric Dubé's been banned very much. And Owen Benjamin is the talk of the town. Owen Benjamin is the talk of the town between us flat earthers lately. All the flat earthers are going crazy over you, Owen Benjamin. We all want a piece of you, Owen. Oh, Owen, please make my channel more popular. I gotta talk to Owen first. I gotta be the one that talks to Owen first. Now I'm the first person to at least to to talk about the distinguishing differences, the astonishing differences between a globe Earth comedian and a flat Earth comedian. The globe Earth comedians, I started calling them out here in New York about 5 years ago, and I started calling them out in San Diego around 2014-ish. And it's been growing and growing for years, calling them out in more sophisticated ways. And then it got to the point where I coined the term globe Earth comedian. I don't know if I coined the term flat Earth comedian, but because Math Powerland would probably disagree with me. But I know I made up. I'm the one who drew the line. I'm the first one who draws the line between the globe Earth comedians and the flat Earth comedians. I'm on the flat Earth comedian side. Eric Dubay on the flat Earth comedian side, even though he doesn't call himself a comedian. He's a martial arts instructor, yoga teacher, flat Earth researcher, author of many books, 6 books, and not all of them have to do with the flat Earth. Now, like I was saying, Owen Benjamin, you're the talk of the town. I know you can't stop talking about the moon landings being faked. Hold on, let me take. I got a little drinky poo. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Owen Benjamin, for just talking nonstop. Here, let me put this back a little bit. Non-stop, Owen Benjamin. You've been talking non-stop about how the moon landings are fake, and about how everyone is dumb and retarded if they believe in the faked and staged moon landings that our government helped stage and Stanley Kubrick directed. I know you've been going crazy about that. Like, that's why I was so excited to. I've been following you and binging on you, Owen Benjamin, for the past 6 months, and now finally, I've been joining your live streams and sending you messages, and you even responded to one of my questions without me having to pay money to you in a PayPal. So you're a good guy. You haven't banned me yet. I'm one of the people that you haven't banned, and you answered one of my questions. Now, I noticed you were live the other day, again, talking about the moon landings, and Eric Dubay joined your live stream. I actually thought it was a sock account. At first, I was like, oh, that's Eric Dubay. Hey, Owen Benjamin, Eric Dubay is in your chat room. So you guys should get together, and you guys should have a live stream, and you can try to debunk Eric Dubay, since you're a moon landing denier, but you're not a flat earther. You're not a globe head, but you're leaning more towards round. The Earth is round. A nickel is round. Pizza is round. A lily pad is round. A table is round. They're all flat still. The top of a carrot is round. The tip of my dick is round. My toe is round. Round doesn't mean ball. You got to learn these simple things. See, I can tell you're kind of you're new to a lot of this. So Owen Benjamin's in the stage of yelling out to the world. Remember that stage, everyone? Remember that stage? Everyone, it's all fake! It's all fake! The moon landing's fake! Remember that when you were in that stage? I remember when I was in that stage. That was in 2010, 2011. That was almost 10 years ago. I was in that stage, Owen. You're like almost a decade behind. You're like a decade behind. I know you think you're really cool, and all the other flat earthers think you're really cool because you got like 3,000-4,000 live viewers, sometimes even close to 5,000 live viewers. I know that's super cool. That's really good. And you're like really close to Bert Kreischer, Whitney Candleface Melted Cummings. Oh, and Whitney's coming to the Helium Comedy Club here in 1 week. You want me to yell out a message to Melted Face Whitney Cummings on stage? I'll get myself kicked out of the comedy club. That'll show how cool I am. But seriously, Eric Dubay and Owen Benjamin are going to do a live feed conversation soon. Now, here's the thing, Owen. I give you 6 months. 6 months, 5 months. I'll give you 6 months tops, but 5 months. If 5 months from now you're still anti-moon landing and you still haven't taken flat Earth seriously, you're a fucking fraud. You're the fucking stupid, dumb retard. If you can't, if you're still a moon denier, because you remember how you looked up to Joe Rogan so much, just like I looked up to certain people like Alan Watts, Terrence McKenna, Robert Anton Wilson, even Jordan Peterson for like 2 months. But like just like you, Owen Benjamin looked up to Jordan Peterson for a little bit, but I know Owen Benjamin, you looked up to Joe Rogan. I know you. Well, you didn't look up to Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan's a midget, but you looked up to Joe Rogan in a icon type of way, like a leader. You thought he was a type of comedic leader for you, maybe like someone that could mentor you. But then you realize, like I did, that all the people in your field, the entertainment industry, the comedy business, is a bunch of frauds. They're a bunch of low-life, demon, sex-infested, lust-craven, power-craven, ego-driven psychopaths. Now, I like the pleasures of life. Nothing wrong with, as it called, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But sheesh, gotta do things in moderation. Now, Owen Benjamin, you're gonna be talking with Eric Dubay here very soon. I would presume. I contacted Eric Dubay. Was it last night or 2 nights ago? And gave him your. Somebody else gave him your email address. I connected him with your. I think you have a backup Twitter. Now, here's the thing. Eric Dubay's main YouTube channel just got taken down last year almost to this very day. So Eric Dubay's main channel on YouTube was taken down almost to this very day last year for the first time. And he had about 160,000 subscribers. Oh, yeah. Owen Benjamin, you got just over 200,000 subscribers. So Eric Dubay was, if we're talking about viewers and subscribers and shit like that, Eric Dubay was only about 40,000 subscribers behind you. And YouTube had to delete his first YouTube channel, Eric Dubay. That's gone and terminated for no reason, mind you. No reason at all. By the way, it was Jew hate. Jew hate, as you know, Owen Benjamin. Because you get taken down on Twitter and Instagram as well. And on YouTube, probably. But Eric Dubay's main channel got taken down. And then his backup channel, he got nearly 60,000 subscribers back in less than a year. And over millions of viewers. And now that channel just got taken down 12/28. So about 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, Eric Dubay's second YouTube channel has been terminated. And now he's on his third YouTube channel, which is, again, Eric Dubay. And he's got close to 8,000 subscribers. Yeah. So, now, if you talk to Eric Dubay, which you will be doing, everyone wants to talk to Eric Dubay. And Owen Benjamin, I know you've heard of my other friend, ODD TV. You've heard of, I would assume, Antonio Subarats. I think you've watched one of his videos. You were mentioning one of his videos. You did mention flat out ODD TV's channel, and you called him a genius. He's not a sub-genius, but he is certainly a genius. And by the way, one of my other friends just became a sub-genius, actually in secret. He hid it from me. One of my best friends. He hid the fact that he became a sub-genius, an official member of the Church of the Sub-Genius, this past year, within the past 6 months. He hid it from me. And then he recently just won his fantasy football league for the first time in his life. And he accredits J.R. Bob Dobbs and the Church of the Sub-Genius. I can't even tell you what he said about the character or the story, or sorry, the religious figure Jesus Christ. I can't even tell you what my friend said about Jesus Christ, and then he praised Bob. But I'm not going to get into that. I also got this new information about the Church of the Sub-Genius too. That there is, I don't know if you know, but there's lots of anti-Bobs. There's anti-Bobs. There's the real J.R. Bob Dobbs. But then there's the Bob, his twin brother, anti-Bob. Yeah, he's the anti-Bob. But I'm not going to get into that shit. I'm not going to get into that. So just let me get back to the Owen Benjamin and Eric Dubé. So Owen Benjamin was on his live feed, and he's talking that he's not scared of the flat Earth, and that he wants to talk with Eric Dubé. Eric Dubé was in his chat room, joined in, and lo and behold, they're going to have a conversation. Now, here's the interesting part. Owen Benjamin is anti-Jew. Eric Dubé is clearly pro-Jewish storyline, but Matthew Powerland, the antithesis, or the Batman and Robin, or sorry, the Batman and Joker of the flat Earth community, the Batman and Joker. Not going to say who's Batman, and not going to say who's Joker, but so you have Matt Powerland is anti-Jew, and Eric Dubé is pro-Jew, and so I really feel that Matt Powerland, being someone who has a lot of experience on the stage, on the comedy stage, and being anti-Jewish, I think that he would get along well with Owen Benjamin, really, really well. But it seems to be that Owen Benjamin is going to talk with Eric Dubé first, and obviously Matt Powerland's not happy about that. And but like it's there's just I gotta take a freaking breath. There's just so much going on here. Hold on, let me check out the chat room. There's over 21 people watching. Let me check out the chat room here. So let me see what's all going on here. All right, so so Antonio Super S joined in. Yes, this is the real him. Oh, press the like and share. You got over 21 people watching. About 20. Press the like and share. Let's get Owen Benjamin himself to watch this. Nah. Really good stuff right there. That's some really good stuff. Wow. Okay, so don't go too hard on Owen. You may scare him away. Robert Kasispis says. All right. Hey, what's up, Katie? 450 member. Katie Powerland. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Brian Stabley. Yo, what's up, dude? Of the Real News Online. What's going on, dude? Please click on the unwrenched version of my name to subscribe to my smaller channel. Yeah. Everyone, click and subscribe to Antonio's backup channel. Streaming from there as I'm gagged on this channel. 450 times mob are people with good morals who aren't scared to tell and live by hard truths. Kermit the Frog meme. Okay. Wow, my internet kicked me off. I missed like 5 minutes. He's 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 no good Jew. Let's see here. Hello. So good. Cool. I'm so happy that you and your family are doing good, Katie and Math. What's up, Rob? Let me know if the sound's all good, if I'm too fucking close, if I'm yelling too loudly. Cool. Atlas, cool. Awesome, cool. I asked Eric to check him out. But David Weiss has paid him some money. Owen Benjamin doesn't give a fuck if you pay him money. He doesn't give a fuck. He gets paid money all the fucking time. He doesn't fucking care if you pay him money. Let's see here. I just think Owen would do better off. You know what? We should all we should all have the conversation together. First, I'm the fucking one who's been talking about this since 2015. I've been the one who's been saying, Eric and Math, have the fucking talk. Sit down. I'll fucking mediate the talk. I'm the one I made that video in 2015. I've been talking about that for fucking 4 years, and now fucking Math is finally on board with it 4 goddamn years later. Well, that's good to know from that, Katie and Math. Now I just got to talk to Eric and get the whole thing running. Maybe if I can get the 2 Batman and Joker of the flat Earth community, fucking to talk things over first. Maybe it'll send quelling, soothing, rippling, just natural healing wavelength frequencies throughout the vibe tribe community of the flat plane that we live on. And maybe then Owen Benjamin and all these other see, like, they're so close. Oh, I've been calling out Joe Rogan, Globe Earth comedian, and all these other Globe Earth comedians, Russell Brand, Jim Carrey. I've been calling out Globe Earth comedians and local. See, the thing about me calling out the local Globe Earth comedians is that the local Globe Earth comedians, they're so passionate about what they do. And they truly think they're professional comedians at their open mics, telling their racist jokes once a week. That's really professional of you. But anyway, let's go back to the chat room here. So if I mean, that's a good idea. I know Katie, you think that's a good idea. I know Math, you think that's a good idea. I would have to mediate because I don't want Eric and Math to yell over one another, be rude. You know what? I don't even need to fucking mediate. I'll just get the whole thing fucking set up, and then I'll just drop out of the conversation. I won't even be a referee. They're 2 grown men, Batman and Joker. They can handle it themselves. They could talk respectfully to one another. Right? Right? Let's see here. Owen would be better off debating Math, obviously, Katie says. I saw Dirth in there the other day trying to get his attention. You see what I mean, Rob? All the flat earthers are trying to fucking scratch, fucking suck on Owen Benjamin's asshole. Well, I'm just doing this one. Normally, if you guys are actually fans of my channel and have ever seen any of my older videos or ever go check them out, make sure you always like my videos and watch them on 1.25 speed in the settings or 1.5 speed. It makes it more enjoyable. Makes me more pleasurable to listen to when you listen to me at a faster speed. It really does. Trust me. Let's see here. So yeah, like when I make these calling out free thinker videos or reaching out to free thinker videos, normally I make a nice video and I'll edit a whole bunch of things together, a compilation of their work, of their philosophies and ideologies and how they think, and I give you an idea of what the people, the free thinkers, the celebrities, the scientists that I call out or reach out to. Normally, I do those I kind of like script it like in my head, and I put all the tabs up on YouTube or articles to their biographies and whatnot to show you what these types of people are all about. But I figured I'd do something different this time, and this is the first video. This is the first reaching out to free thinker video that I'm doing live. I think it's a cool idea, and I think other people. I'm one of the first people. I'm one of the first flat earthers to tell all the other flat earthers to call out to the most popular people on the plane. I was doing that in 2014 and 15. Just reach out to the most famous people. Who cares if it's fucking Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber or Katy Perry or fucking who the fuck cares? PewDiePie or now Logan Paul. I called stay away from Logan Paul over a year ago. I said stay away from Logan Paul. He's a fake flat earther. Over a year ago I said that. I have proof of it too. I always have proof for everything I say. Everything I say I can back up with empirical evidence. That's the beautiful thing about Flat Earth Subgenius. So let's see here. I mean, I think it would be great. Let's read some of these comments real quick. Let me take another rippy poo. The co-founders of the Church of the co-founders of the Church of the Subgenius, they're like secret flat earthers. First off, the entire Church of the Subgenius is a conglomeration of every religion combined, and specifically ufology, metaphysics, quantum physics, hollow earth, and conspiracies. Specifically that. It has flat earth riddled throughout the books of the Subgenius. And the co-founders of the Subgenius talk about the physical plane, different planes of reality in the Church of the Subgenius. They talk about that all the time. I'm not even going to get into that. It's just delicious. $25 people watching. Awesome. Thank you for being here. If this is new to you, hey, what's up? I'm new to me too. So let's see here. Eric has never been good for Flat Earth, Katie Powerland says. We're Nazis to the mainstream because of him. He's like the Donald Trump of Flat Earth. I wouldn't. I can't say that. I mean, I wouldn't say that. You know that I'm a fan of both Math and Eric. I support you both. I always have. I've only joked about. I've joked to Math live to his fucking face, and I always do things live to the camera. I don't talk shit behind people's backs like some people do. I've never talked shit behind Eric's or Math's back. $450 times Mobber. Been researching Flat Earth only 5 years now, and my hubby woke up to other conspiracies first. Rob Drizzle says, I'm not a fan of the Hitler as a hero shtick. Katie Powerland says, melted face. Ha ha ha. She's gross, though. Sup, peeps? Have no fear. Dacone710 is here. What happened? Now we're getting down to brass tacks. See? Katie Powerland agrees. She's the wife of Math Powerland, Batman and Joker. Let's see here. I tried to give Dubé a friendly suggestion that he chose his battles. I don't know if he took it on board. F 450 Mobber. I liked Mark Passio. Yo, 450 Mobber. Type in Flat Earth Subgenius Mark Passio and Free Thinker or something like that. Calling out Free Thinker Mark Passio. And I made a video on him too. And guess what? Mark Passio is coming back. He definitely got my message too. Mark Passio definitely got my message. He like retired for like 2 years. I made my video calling out Mark Passio 2 years ago, and he retired for like 2 years. And now he's finally coming out of retirement here very soon. Mark Passio is coming out of retirement here in the next week or two or month. And now he's going to question all of the hard stuff, but probably not going to. Guess what? He's going to like talk about how Flat Earth is a psyop. Oh, man. It's so fucking funny. Mark Passio, if you're going to talk about how the Flat Earth is a psyop, still, 2 years after I called you out, stay the fuck away. The Flat Earthers are going to make a fool of you again and make you retire again, sir. Good sir. Kind sir. Joe Rogan's a midget. Yeah, you goddamn right. Hey, Bernatinsko, I'm glad you're laughing. I contacted Owen in Dubai too. I won't mention what I said though. Owen's camp and the Flat Camp have many of the same members, so he could do well to pull Powerland and bite hand enjoyment after his been afraid to admit. Dubay getting pulled. Powerland constant shadow banned. Let's see which channels don't get shadow banned or pulled. Antonio, you know yours and I's, mine and your channel has been banned multiple times. Subarat's ghosted now too, I heard. Yep. Let's see here. You guys all forgetting Owen has openly stated he hates Nazis. I'm pretty sure anyone who thinks Hitler, he doesn't hate all Jews, but I'm sure he hates fucking Nazis, and he doesn't think that all Jews are bad, Rob. I'm sure he hates Nazis. I mean, if you're a Nazi, the name suggests that you're a racist. I never heard a positive definition of a Nazi besides, I don't know. I can't really think of it. Let's see here. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him, laugh aloud, but it's fucking bad PR for Flat. You all know. Antonio Subarez, I contacted Owen through email and Instagram, let him know who I thought would be one of the best Flat Earthers to have on his stream. I'll give you guys a guess who that was. She Powerland. Yeah, we all know that. The fact that Hitler loaned Franco his Air Force is kind of a spoiler for the whole Hitler good guy message. I wish it was just the Powerlands, the Dans, Antonio, the Dell running the show over the fucking nerds we were forced to listen to on YouTube algorithm autoplay. Hey, thanks, Katie. Let's see here. And probably everyone. Owen Benjamin is anti-Nazi too. Let's see here. Take it. Sippy poo. Yo, what's up, Ace? I'm just catching up on this reading real quick. Give me a second here. Fuck. Alright. Alright, Ace. Alright, cool. Fanny Lancer. Yo, what's going on, Fanny Lancer? What's going on, Ace? Dan. Let's see here. I'm just trying to read real quick and catch up so then I can get out some new material real quick. Math? Katie says, math isn't anti-Jew, fam. We work for Jews all the time. He's just not Jewish, unlike Eric, who is. Well, I think that's a bit of speculation. I think that is a bit of speculation there. I think you should talk to Eric about his ancestry. Let's see here. Oh, Jesus, Dan W. No, do not introduce Owen to Pete Shea. I think Math and Antonio Superat says, I think Math and Owen would make a very cool session. Yeah, I think it would too. I think Math and Owen or Math and Eric would all be, and especially at the same time. Woo-wee! Imagine having Owen Benjamin, Math Powerland, and Eric Dubé all at the same time. Man, they get fucking over 5,000, easily over 5,000 views. There'd be like fucking 8,000 viewers. It'd be fucking incredible. Dude, I wouldn't doubt it if I fucking promoted it and had everyone fucking promote it on the flat plane. It could reach 10,000 views. All of Eric Dubé's following and fan base, Math Powerlands, I would just spam the living shit out of it. I don't have a big fan base, but I certainly have a way around. And I would spam the living shit out of it. And then Owen's fan base, he can get up to almost 5,000 people by himself. Eric Dubé could easily get 500 viewers, or at least fucking 250 to 400 viewers by himself, easily. Math Powerman can get fucking 100 by himself, so that's 1,000. That's fucking. I would add everyone else, Antonio, myself. That's extra thousands. There would be close to 10,000 views live stream if they did that. Yeah. Upstate New York. We want Subgenius to MC the fucking stand-up at Flat Earth headquarters in Vegas. You goddamn right I will. I guess I'm gonna be going all over. Subgenius has big plans now that he's a Earthship graduate member. Now that I'm a Earthship Academy graduate, woo-wee, man, do I have lots of options. I can go all over. I'm gonna be going to Germany, going to fucking Peru, Japan, all over. I found 4 Earthships here in New York, New York City, fucking Vegas, man. Whew. I got an opportunity in Texas for a Buffalo-themed restaurant. That's where I can start. I'm going to be having my library, Flat Earth Subgenius Library Foundations, which will be very much like the Flat Earth headquarters in Las Vegas that Math is setting up. If I can get Math Powerland to make my fucking, well, that'd be pretty expensive, but if I can find my bookstore and then get Math to renovate it, that'd be fucking sweet. So let's see here. If Hollywood is a buzz with Flat Earth, why doesn't Owen already know about it? Tom Budas, or Budas, he does know about it a lot. He talks about it a lot. And according to my inside information, Owen and Eric have already committed to an interview, and Eric will be joining on Owen's live stream soon. Whether it's this week already, within the next couple of days, this week, but it definitely will be this month. So Eric is going to be on Eric Dubé, Flat Earth Eric Dubé is going to be on Owen Benjamin's channel. Could be today, but it's probably going to be in the next couple to a few days, within a week, a month maximum. Yo, bro, Sanchez TV. What's up, bro? Yo, shout out to Bro Sanchez TV, if that's the real Bro Sanchez TV. I don't fucking know. I hope so. And by the way, Bro Sanchez TV, you gotta unblock me from your from your chat. I seem to be blocked. Well, this Flat Earth Subgenius Society is blocked on your channel, so I had to hop in on my backup channel, which is Flat Earth Asshole Rants, which I want to change. I don't want it to be that anymore. I don't want it to be Flat Earth Asshole Rants. Hey, Flat Earth Asshole here. Definitely don't fucking have Flat Earth Asshole talk with fucking Owen Benjamin. No research doing motherfucker. But let's see here. Fucking let's see here. You still owe me $275, Jake. Let's yeah, so Owen does know about it, Tom. He talks about it all the time, and he will be talking about it. If Owen Benjamin and Eric Dubé have a live stream interview, it's gonna get over 5,000 views. If that's the real Bro Sanchez TV, and if you're still here, let me know. So let's see here. He knows. I'm sure his handlers is. Oh, plus we could go into the transgender BS too. I'm sure he'd laugh his head off hearing my story. Oh man, Antonio Superats. Wow, holy sheesh. Talk about a fish story. And they're buying it. Woo! Hold on, let me shout out to the 31 viewers. Let me go pack one more bowl real quick and fill up my drinky. Let me show you a little bit of my area over here. Oh yeah. I'm gonna fill this up. But let's see here. Wow, that was funny. So Antonio just made an epic joke, and Bro Sanchez is here, and Bro Sanchez was live, or is live, and he was talking about and addressing the transgender agenda, the transgender agenda. So 33 viewers, and I just mentioned transgender agenda. So let's see here. We'll be back in a second. Like and share when I come back. Yeah. So, what do you guys what do you all think of the transgender agenda? What do you guys think of that? Just grinding up some good old hashish here. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff going on. Yeah, like Bro Sanchez, fucking Big Dread calling each other out recently. I mean, they did that in the past before, like a couple of years ago, or like last year, maybe both. But like, yeah, Big Dread and fucking Big Dread and fucking Bro Sanchez seem to be going at it. I don't know. Is it like are you guys against the transgender agenda? It seems to be like you just don't give a shit. You don't think that that's an important topic to talk about. or so you're like, are you guys angry at each other, or you want the flat earthers to stop being paranoid schizoid fuck-offs and stopped accusing everyone in Hollywood of being a transgender? That I can understand. That makes sense. Wow, that smells really good. That smells amazing. Wow. All right now. So let me get back to the chat room. All right. Wow, that is delicious. Oh, do you know anyone know who Porcelain is? He's making a doc of Owen, kind of revealing his flaws. I saw that documentary, James Shafter. I actually may have to watch it now. I actually am going to watch it now. And yeah, I think I've seen his other documentaries. He makes documentaries on like hacky comedians like Jim Norton. Although I like Jim Norton, but it shows like what a hack Jim Norton is and certain other comedians in the community. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, bitches. Remember the subgenius have ways. Rob says, I'm psychologically analyzing the situation. I think the whole thing is fascinating. Hey, what's the link to this Discord? The link in the description doesn't work. Oh shit. All right, I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up, James. Owen could get Arwen subscribers up to 1,000. Oh my god, damn. Yeah, I did. I got Mark Passio's attention. I definitely got his attention. Hey, thank you, Barbara. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well too. Personally, I think you can't say you support Israel and not support Zionism at the same time. You can't out the Jews but not mention the Talmud either, so been entertaining to watch. All help. Praise Bob. Best thing to do is dismiss religion altogether and see what's what. The good will be obvious to see that way. What's up, Tacone? What's up, Rune? There should be at least 10 Dans watching. Yeah, where are the other Dans? How many ladies in the Church of the Subgenius? Musicians for Truth says. That's one of, I would say, the flaws of the Church of the Subgeniuses. I've never been to a Subgenius meeting, and I haven't held my official devival yet, which I will. I'm going to make it a flat Earth devival. So instead of a revival, I'm going to Subgeniuses hold devivals. So we're going to hold. I'm going to hold my own devival soon, this year, 2019. Since this is the year the movie of the Subgenius is coming out, it's going to be coming out in 2019, like I predicted last year. The movie will be coming out. The movie of the Subgenius, or at least the documentary of the Subgenius, and it's going to be super professional, like the creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening, or Freemason fella. He's gonna make a cameo in it because he promotes the Church of the Subgenius, along with many other hidden celebrities and famous celebrities that you know about. So that movie's gonna be coming out, and it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, Dread, you get as many females subgeniuses as you want, man. Go ahead and try to find them. So that's anywhere. Thank you, Antonio, for liking and sharing. Purpose and Grace says Owen is intelligent enough to see through it, even if Dubé isn't the best. Barbara McGill says, interesting enough, it shocks me that Eric doesn't say Hitler was a Jew. At 450 ex Mobber, I've noticed a lot of hate towards Eric. I've noticed a lot of hate towards Eric from Math and Katie. It bugs me a little. Let's see here. After party chat. What's up, Rob? Exactly, Antonio. I wonder what Mark Passio's been studying those 2 years. Hmm. Rob Drizzle, when I was debating the comedian in San Diego, when I was debating the flat Earth scientist, God damn it, the globe Earth scientist comedian in San Diego, the first ever flat Earth San Diego debate, they tried to paint me in the narrative of pro Hitler and anti transgender, but I turned that away immediately and dismissed it and said, let's focus on the flat Earth, and they agreed. So I wouldn't let them even go there. So don't let them even go there if they try to go there. And don't let them ever try to tie that in with the flat Earth, even though there is transforming connections. So PSYOP is the new dismissive conspiracy theory, huh? Hey, bro, it is a secret that the lead singer of Devo founded that church. No, the lead singer didn't found the Church of the Subgenius, but all of Devo are subgenii, and but that's not a secret. And so is Bradley Noel and of Sublime, and Sublime in general. They're subgenius. They think Bob Dobbs on their album. Yeah, they're top members and supporters of the Church of the Subgenius when it first got heavily pushed on MTV. When MTV first got pushed heavily in the late 80s, was it, or early 90s? I think it was early 90s. Yeah, and the Church of the Subgenius was heavily pushed on the right in the beginning of MTV. 30 watching, cool, awesome. Nazi NASA, Nazi NASA, Nazi NASA, Nazi NASA. Nazis are NASA, NASA are Nazis. Nazis are NASA's and NASA is Nazi. Nazi is NASA, NASA. Alright, hold on, I'm trying to catch up. Holy crap, there's a lot of comments. Man, I can only imagine what it's like being Owen Benjamin with fucking 4,000 live viewers and trying to read all of that. He just learned how to slow down his fucking chat stream. Alright, this is ridiculous. I'm going to have to read super fast to catch up. Alright, cool. Alright. Musicians for Truth says, why hasn't Math's channel grown way more lately? That shit is messed up. Yeah, Mass Channel should definitely have over 30,000 subscribers. That's for sure. He's having a hard time getting over that hump for many years now. It's pretty strange that it's been stuck at pretty much below 30,000 for years, but that is a bit strange. I always wondered shit like that myself. Let's see here. Don't pull a Jake. Oh, that's cool, James. Near Syracuse. Yo, what's up, Elliot Hall? Darren Fuchs, what's going on? I'm catching up with the chat. I'm almost there. Barbara McGill, you will never get that money from the deadbeat. Take the method, asshole. Scammer alert. Hey, Candy. What's up, Candor? Oh, boy. Did transgender even exist in the 1950s? Oh, fuck yeah, it existed, Dan W. Transgender has existed for hundreds of years, dude. It's pretty fucking bizarre. Well, at least cross-dressing. Cross-dressing has existed for a very long time. That is for sure. Tinfoil Hatter, what's up? Yeah, see, Rob Drizzle or Dizzle says transgender has been going on for over 1,000 years. It has always been revered by the Dark Order, Baphomet culture. The Chinese were creating trans with medicine over 1,000 years ago. See what I mean? I think it's surely important for people with kids. Like, yeah, exactly. Awesome idea. A flat Earth revival, like a festival. Exactly. It's a genius idea. John Rich, what's up, dude? Yeah, they're actually not only that, but Chinese assassins would men would pretend to be women for like 20 years. Imagine the type of blowjobs that you'd have to be giving for 20 years not to be questioned about having a penis. Man. Excuse me. Bob could be the ultimate pimp. Barbara McGill says, sometimes I'm so overwhelmed by the transgender thing I don't know what to think. Actually, I'll tell you a quick transgender story. I was just at a Christmas party, my family's, and I don't know how the conversation came up. I don't know how the conversation came up that the transgender agenda came up, and my uncle said that in the early 80s, one of his coworkers at a factory was going into the female bathroom, and he was a man. He was a man dressing as a woman and demanding to be called ma'am back in the early 80s. This is my uncle telling me this story. And he was going into the woman's bathroom, and it freaked all the women out, and they wouldn't go in there with him. And then the dude who was going into the girl's bathroom in the early 80s complained to the factory owners, and they got him to his own, like, it was either one of two things. He either got his own a bathroom. They built him his own bathroom, but I'm pretty sure it was the latter, where he got to go into the woman's bathroom, and like everyone else waited. Like he made everyone else wait, so he wouldn't even go into the male bathroom. He would go into the female bathroom and make all the ladies wait to go to the bathroom. And this is my uncle telling me this in the 80s. And I'm like, so every decade, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, and now 2018, 2019. I'm like, every 10 years they push for more and more laws, and I'm trying to normalize pedophilia. Listen, if these kids like Desmond the Amazing, you ever see Desmond the Amazing? That fucking 10 and 11-year-old kid who's a cross-dresser, and he's clearly a bit slow, and his parents are pushing him and stripping in New York bars, and he's getting grown men throwing money at him. You see this shit? That's not normal. That's fucked up. That's totally fucked up. If you support that, you're fucked up. And so they're trying to get the transgender agenda is trying to normalize 10 and 11-year-olds dancing on stage getting money, and be like, see, if they can do that, we can do that, and then we can choose who we love too. Look, these kids can do that. They know what it is. They can be sexual on stage in New York and have money thrown on them. And they can also choose who they love. And so then they'll say it's okay to sleep and love and be in a relationship with 50-year-old men and women. 50 and 40, 50 and 60 and older men are going to think it's okay to be in relationships with 10-year-olds. And is that what you want? And is that what you support? And you call me crazy for saying something against that? Well, I'm going to say something against that. That's not right. That's wrong. That's a mental illness. If a grown man is dressing like a girl and pretending, and he's identifying as a 6-year-old girl so he can hang out with little girls, you don't think that's fucking dangerous? That grown men want to hang out with little girls and go and chill in the bathrooms with fucking girls, women? That's fucked up. That's called a fucking androgynous transgender agenda. Look into it. Madam Medusa says Dick Gregory used to talk about the trans thing. He made claims that Queen Victoria was a man, and that is the label Victoria's Secret named after her. Victoria's Secret is that she is a man. Yeah, tinfoil hatter. Queer theory ends up supporting pedophilia. Derek Jensen. America had some ugly first wives, Barbara says. Yeah, maybe they're all men. Skid Skidvid. Skidvid. Yeah, this is live, dude. I'm a fan of all you YouTubers, with very few exceptions. Tinfoil Hatter says. Thank you. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's child abuse. What about this one? Does a child with a disability have the right? Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. Does a child with a disability have the right to choose the genre in which they want to live? Are mentally handicapped children able to make that decision? Well, actually, that's the thing. Katie Powerland, as Louis C.K. so comedically put recently, like, children used to be called retarded, and like the tip, but like the retarded children used to be called retarded, and like the adults and other children would call them, like, retarded, and like the retarded person would know that they're retarded, and then, like, as George Carlin always mentioned, like, how words change and they get softened through political correctness and euphemisms. Uh, they changed retarded to mentally handicapped, or yeah, like mentally disabled, mentally handicapped, and so then, like, they were like they would tell the retarded child, "Oh, you're no longer retarded. Like, don't call yourself retarded anymore. You're mentally disabled or mentally handicapped." And the retarded person child would be like, "Well, does that mean I'm not retarded anymore?" They're like, "No, you're still retarded, but now it's just retarded is like mean, and like it's like mean to call you retarded." It was like the retarded child was like, or I'm sorry, mentally handicapped child was like, "Well, why did you call me retarded my whole life?" And Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That just shows what a bunch of fucking. It's just really fucking weird. That's Louis C.K. That's his newest bit. That's not me. I've been a teacher's aide at a school where there's many mentally and physically handicapped people there. Who's this scammer you called out? I can tell you in the chat room, tinfoil hatter. There's a lot of flat Earth scammers, but there's a lot of good flat Earth people, and a lot of them are in this very chat room. But there's a lot of flat Earth, a lot of good flat Earth people out there. It really is. Oh, math is live. Oh shit! So math is live. It's called Owen Benjamin and Eric Dubay stage debate flat Earth takedown, and it's of course it started 33 minutes ago. I want to go check out. I want to go check that out, Katie. Why didn't you tell me that fucking math is live, asshole? Should have had math fucking jump on here. Should have had math jump on here, but no, he wants to have his own fucking thing. I'm just fucking around. I'm just kidding around. Actually, 100 Buffalo priests just got caught for sexual misconduct. 100 Buffalo priests just got caught, and they're going to be put behind bars. Katie says we're going to be on later. Maybe we'll do an evening show, and I told him to come here first for the record so you could brief him. You guys should get together via email and honestly put something together. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to go check out Matt's channel real quick. I'm going to go cheers to Katie, Antonio, the chat room, Eric. Oh. Matt just went live for real quick 28 minutes ago. I'm going to watch it actually so you guys can see my live reaction.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I can't bear to even listen to Owen Benjamin, even entertain the idea of ignoring the guy who started the Flat Earth, who happens to be a comedian, and goes for the easy route and debates a guy who's pretending not to be a Jew, who's pretending to be a Nazi, a self-hating Jew who's pretending to hate Jews. Sent to the Flat Earth to smear anti-Semitism and Nazi propaganda on Flat Earth. So nobody looks at it or takes it serious. So they can just go, oh, they're a bunch of like Nazi tards that don't believe in the moon landing or think the Earth is flat and that Hitler was a good guy. And that's what Eric Dubay's job was all along. That's why he had nothing about promoting Hitler when he first introduced himself to me and used my work to sell his book. And it was only after he tried to associate himself with me that he started to reveal that he hates Jews. And he thinks Jews are behind the globe line. So it's like, I challenged Eric Dubay. Everybody knows it, and he stood down because he knows damn well Mein Kampf, Hitler's story, was co-written by a Jesuit. And the Jesuits and the royal families are behind this. And it's almost like this Eric Dubay has got impunity, and he lives on some military base, or did, in Thailand. And he cares so much about the truth and being a freedom fighter for America. Why are you living in a monarchy, dude? And so Owen Benjamin, Ben Shemkis, who like blew the whistle on NXIVM and going to a NXIVM party where Stormy Daniels was surprise guest, and Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin were like there stirring punch in New Haven. He's approached him because I interviewed Ben Shemkis. Daniel Falkenbach is on YouTube Live right now talking about how it's kind of weird how Owen Benjamin has kind of been approached about debating the guy who started the Flat Earth, a comedian, but he's too chicken. Oh, and I heard you say that when somebody threatened
Hey, shout out to myself.
you or challenge.
Oh, but my name is Falkenbach. It's math. It's Falkenbach. Falcon the bird, Bach the conductor. Quite easy to remember, you know.
You were ready to meet them at the club to watch their stupid hack act. You were ready to just like show them up. Anybody who challenged you. Are you standing down from Matt Powerland, the ultimate comedian who started the Flat Earth, who uses comedy to expose the truth? I don't use the truth to expose my comedy, Benjamin. So anytime you want to like debunk the moon landing, but still uphold the globe image they took from it, and Eric Dubay at no point will make that connection during him throwing the Flat Earth into the Nazi swamp. He's there to throw the FE debate and make you all look like redneck Nazis. Have you not figured it out yet? Have you not figured it out yet? Owen Benjamin's a chicken shit. The fact that he's going the easy route with a PSYOP digital army troll that gets his bank account padded by fake Amazon book sales using my name, my work in his book, plagiarizing me, while he stands down and lives on some fucking military base in some like Hitler worshipping like throwback Thai commie monarch country. His dad was interviewed by Alex Jones. He's a Mason. His uncle's a Mason. Owen Benjamin's starting to look like a lodge member trying to make it in Hollywood. And he's been sent in to do Joe Rogan's work. But Joe Rogan could do it because we called out every play Joe Rogan was set in to do. And we took out Neil the Greaseball for being the greaseball pervert nerd rapist he is. So Benjamin, are you ready to debate? Or are you another like hack chicken shit pretending you're a tough guy while you go and like entertain the tourists in the front row with your every second punchline has to do with a dick joke. Come on, dude, man. I didn't use dick jokes when I did the Flat Earth comedy special. Not what? You're like Doug Stanhope. You spend 5 minutes acting like you care, and you know the truth better than George Carlin and Lenny Bruce, and you tie it all up with your penis or somebody else's penis or somebody's vagina. Count them up. Count up the punchlines that don't end up having to do with sex. You're as bad as South Park. No, you're as bad as the Family Guy and Seth Rogen, trying to like make it look like you're doing highbrow, but each joke ends up having to do with your dick. So anytime you're ready, Benjamin, because it looks like your take 2 Joe Rogan debate with the Nazi flat earther, so you can ignore the big elephant that started on a comedy stage. You chicken shit, spineless whip. Are you taller than me? Aren't you supposed to like show people up that challenge you? You fucking phony. Anytime you're ready. 786-355-0818. So whenever he's ready, I can live stream on my channel. He can live stream on his channel. And if we want to really do this fair, we do this in the Flat Club in Las Vegas. That's right. And we film it live from both our laptops for both our channels. And let's do it. We can do it in a comedy club if you want. Or are you just another chicken shit hack that I have to take out just by the mere fact that you don't have the balls to debate the guy who took out the ball? Anytime you're ready. Anytime you're ready, Benjamin. Let's go. That's your real name, like Dubay. Another fake stage debate with the Nazi flat earther, who's only got 200 proofs out. Meanwhile, there's millions of proofs. It's called Every Time That Boat Disappears on the Horizon, Proving Your Alleged Curving Earth or Curving Ocean, your bending water. It shows up again on a high-powered zoomer binoculars. So anytime you're ready, you want to support the channel, and the real truth channel, the real comedian that's like denouncing chemtrails, denouncing globalism at its root and form, the shape of your fake fucking earth, and how you can't go across Antarctica with cameras as a civilian in a big group in style with snowcats and electronics, or even past the 60th latitude, do a donation. I'll send you a photo of panty shirt so you can trigger the morons and these sellout fucking Hollywood wannabe hats like Benjamin. So disappointing. I shudder to even think that I even said this guy was kind of funny. Ugh! Count them up! Every punchline has to do with a dick joke.
Oh, cool. So he went live too. Oh, while he was driving. Cool. Still 25 watching, which is fucking awesome. Hey, I was always cool with 2 people watching, 5 people watching, 9 people, 8 people, 10 people. Yeah, 15 people, 20 people. They got 25, 30 people here. Fuck yeah. That's fantastic. And this is just the beginning. It's always been just the beginning. Still is just the beginning. Could be the middle. Could be the middle. So there you hear it, Owen Benjamin. Matt Powerland saying, hey, he's a comedian. Why don't you, well, you're both fathers. Owen Benjamin just had his second child, and you just had your first. So, like, I'm pretty sure you guys are a little. I mean, if you can somehow fund him, I mean, honestly, he gets a ridiculous amount of money on his fucking on his YouTube stream. So, honestly, it would cost him nothing to fly to Las Vegas and to debate you at the Flat Earth headquarters, Math. So, Phoenix Falkenbach, you know, that's a good way to remember it. Phoenix Falkenbach. You know, like Phoenix the bird? So you remember Falcon is a bird. Phoenix Falkenbach. You know, I guess every once in a while, but like I might refer. I'm thinking. I'm like, should I just refer to myself as Bob Dobbs? Just call me Bob. Flat Earth Bob Dobbs. Bob. No, that's dumb. But there is a Bob Dobbs who a dude who is not the real J.R. Bob Dobbs, but a fake Bob Dobbs in real life, who's still alive, and he's going around pretending to be the real J.R. Bob Dobbs, and the fake J.R. Bob Dobbs is pretending that the real J.R. Bob Dobbs stole the fake J.R. Bob Dobbs' stuff, and it's quite a mind trip. It's genius. I must say it is sub-genius. Yeah. Candor says, Dubé was in Owen's chat the other day, but that's my fear with Dubé. Owen still supports Israel. If the chat goes that way, it could go bad. Oh shit, Candor says. Elliot Hall says... Oh shit. I only punched down. Mark Passio thinks we're all crazy then. And surely. Comedy is supposed to be funny and lift the spirits. That's true, tinfoil hatter. Most of the time, yeah, that is freaking true. You see why I married this one, Katie says. Elliot Hall, I still follow Dan and Antonio because of Dan's and Antonio's sense of humor. That's awesome. Comedy and tragedy are best friends. That is true. Falcon books. Falcon books, huh? Falcon books. I kind of like that, dude. Darren. Falcon books. I'm liking that. But purpose and grace. Owen is close to getting to the truth. We're watching it unfold before our eyes. Owen's got this. Is that math talking? Yeah, Iron Flat Earth. Yeah. Rob Dizzle says, didn't anyone think it was suspicious that Owen's chat lit up with a bunch of flat earthers? Mostly the ones we've never seen shouting out Dubé, and then Dubé shows up 5 minutes later. No, Rob, Owen Benjamin's been talking about the fake moon landings for fucking months now. So Dubé's obviously heard wind of it, and it's about time that Dubé made his way over to a live stream. I'm actually surprised it took that long. The 200 proofs are really like 12 proofs repeated over and over in different ways. Eric's rap are so tight. I have to respect the work. Yeah, definitely love Eric's rapping. There's some math songs that I love too. Change your heart, it will surround you. And I need your loving, like the sunshine. And everybody's gotta lose sometime. What do you mean by subgenius? There's many different forms of genius, no? Indeed, tinfoil hatter. Go down the rabbit hole, my friend. Have a good time. No, I'll tell you all about it, tinfoil hatter. Yeah, the subgenius and the Discordians have known about the flat Earth since the 50s. Antonio is unmatched in terms of all the directions of attacking the problem. A genius, even. Surely he could be even a subgenius. Oh, remember the review of the pre-NASA era articles? Okay. I'll show you that real quick. If Owen doesn't, he's half woke. Okay, cool. Well, it's good. Yeah, like at least I got that out. I started 89 minutes ago. I'm gonna have to feed my doggies, and they're definitely still sleeping, taking their nappy poo. And I want to go to the fucking gym, but what a shame. I gotta get a fucking vehicle. My fucking dad gave my truck away to fucking charity. It's totally fucked up. Hopefully, Libra star. Hopefully, we'll reach a tipping point soon. This globe nonsense can't go on forever. Nice, good shit, Rob. Yeah, I've been following Owen for I don't know, probably about 6 months now. Wait a minute. Does anyone know how to tell the weight of the sun? What the fuck kind of question is that? How the fuck would you weigh the sun? First off, if you weigh the sun in terms of using the heliocentric model, that would mean that the sun is horribly gigantic and horribly distant and far away from where we are. 93 million miles away. And absolutely enormous. And absolutely burning hot. So how the fuck would we measure such a thing? Oh, well, you know, we take a picture of it, and then we weigh it through a simulation device. How do you know what the sun is made of? Oh, the sun is made of this part's this much that. How the fuck do you know that? That's ridiculous. Of course Owen is suspicious of Antarctica. Purpose and Grace. Oh, that would be amazing, Sheep Powerland. Owen, Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, and Owen. Whew. That'd be a lot of heat coming at the fucking Globers. Antonio Superat says the subgenius is a church for those is a quote unquote church for those too wise for ordinary church. As for the weight of the sun, make a guess and then add zeros. Don't you ever wonder how maybe we've missed something? No matter how clearly it is shown, how nothing is as we've thought. Is as we've thought. Yeah, of course. I think about that every day. Oh my God, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Katie. That's such a great movie. That scene where Jim Carrey's crying. Yeah, that's true. The problem with Globers is they have tunnel vision. They can't see the overall big picture. Yeah, it's a church for the abnormal. So look into it. Yeah, look into it, tinfoil hatter. Raymond Zeta function. Let's see here. A train. Flat Earth street activism is very fun. Yeah, it is. Ah, Darren, you blew your mooter. Who else enjoys Flat Earth Street? Sweet, Elliot Hall too. Fuck, I missed some comments. My bad. Whatever. I'm gonna speed up. Yeah, like it's very the sun goes closer to the center of the North Pole during the summertime, and then it travels down the south and stays its course, down there during the winter time, which is why it's colder. It's further away. That's why it's colder. It makes perfect sense. That explains the seasons and the time zones. It goes in and God, it's very simple. Love Dan's reaction. Thank you. Weigh the sun. Weigh the sun. I think they can weigh the sun. But astrophysicists insist they know that stuff, no? Maybe the sun has no weight due to plasma. How can orbits of anything be calculated if the weight mass isn't a known quantity right now? Huh? Amazing how the sun is the same size as the moon, and yet according to NASA, it is not. It's just a coincidence that they look that way. What's... Oh, okay. Sounds like my kind of church. Yep. Yo, does anyone want to join? Yo, who wants to join? Let me know. Type 23 or 5 if you want to join. Yeah. Let's see here. Give Antonio's book a shout out. Yeah, Antonio's book will be coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe to Antonio's channel. Anyone else's channel who wants to get 30 people watching to look into your channel, I'll shout you out. Yeah. Yeah, so check these out. So I got this Life edition, the incredible year 1968. It's big too. Oh, January 10th, 1969. So that's going to be a good one. Oh shit. Fuck. There it is. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just Apollo 8. Apollo 8 heads back to Earth after circling Moon 10 times. Man, that is astonishing. That is astonishing. You got there you go. July 18th, 1969. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Was that a to the moon? To the moon. Want a cigarette? You can trust me. Man, just an archive of wealth. The crew, the men that were a part of this mission. Ooh, around the world. A new world. Man's eternal quest for the unknown. Oh. Huh? Whoop. Come on. I was waiting for that flat Earth reference. So I gotta read over all this. And we got this one. The Buffalo News. That's where I live. The Buffalo News. What year is this? Oh, this is 1969 as well. Our men on the moon. We got a newspaper here. And it's huge. A souvenir edition. Full story of mankind's greatest achievement. The full story, huh? Well, shit. I looked a couple pages into it, and look what I found. Now, who's this? The man behind the Apollo mission. Man behind the Apollo mission. Anonymous, confident, efficient. Let's see here. What's his name? Lieutenant General Samuel C. Phillips. Lieutenant General Samuel C. Phillips. Dr. Werner von Braun, the German-born expert who designed America's moon rocket, credits Apollo's success to General Phillips' management techniques. Many now regard the sophisticated techniques developed around Apollo as the chief spin-off from the entire space project. Yeah, this is Lieutenant General Phillips, the man nobody knows. He was the man behind Apollo for like 7 years, 5 to 7 years. He was the one running the Apollo program. Right before they switched it to somebody different. Nobody knows about nobody. The old Buffalo News is telling me about a new guy. Now, interestingly enough, I went to go check out old Lieutenant General Samuel Phillips, and it just so happens that he was made into an honorary 33rd degree Freemason, Scottish Rite. Scottish Rite. Yeah. Interesting how astronauts seem to be affiliated with Freemasonry. So here we have 1978, National Geographic. But yeah, these are all going to be. I'm going to look through all those, try to find a flat Earth references, which I almost they were talking about Columbus and a bunch of other bullshit. I'll read all that. I'll get all the good stuff out of it, and I'll make a video on that. But And I also do have a bunch of JFK and RFK magazines and newspapers behind me. Instagram shout out Tara Plain Truth. Antonio, you want to join? Let's see here. Here, I'll give you the link, Antonio. There you go, Antonio. You got the link now. Ski conversation. Okay, cool. Have you heard of Jason Chef? That's no? I don't think so, no. Hey, what's up, Persian Scribe? You gotta stretch my legs. Yeah, like, dude, check this shit out. Like this type of shit. Bobby Kennedy was shot because he knew identity of JFK's real assassins. It's like fake news in the past. McKinley, President McKinley was shot here. McKinley shot by an anarchist. Interesting they say anarchist. This is Buffalo Express. Buffalo Express. And one of the very few amount of presidents, McKinley was one of them, and he was here in Buffalo. Matter of fact, I went to one of his schools growing up, and it was shot by an anarchist apparently. Got here Life. Oh, life. Life. Yeah. The 1963. 25 cents. 1967. So this is before the moon landing as well. About JFK. Antonio.
What's up? What's up?
So, did you hear at least 90% of that yammer?
I heard all of it.
All right, cool. So, yeah, that was good enough. I think I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I did address the Owen Benjamin and Eric Dubé, and then I peppered in the Math Powerland thing throughout it. But I just wanted to basically, just in case there is some sort of chance that he does. But either way, I'm pretty sure, like I said, that it's going to happen within the next couple days or a few days or a week or maybe a month tops. But I would suspect within a week would be a nice follow up because
I think now that Benjamin mentioned it, I think he can't. I don't think he's going to backtrack because I think that the guy either truly has integrity or really sees himself as having integrity. So I think that will kind of produce something. I think it would be awesome if it was a chat between him, Dubé, and Powerland. I think a chat between him and Powerland would be best because, like, what Dubé has done is taken a load of information that other people have compiled, and he's like recompiled it. But the observations that Powerland had, it was his own observations, you know, and maybe talking with somebody like that who could say just on the spot, dude, just look at this, or dude, just look at that, you know. But then from Benjamin's angle, does he want to promote another comedian that he might not already know? You know, there's, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, but I think it's going to be interesting one way or another because I don't think he's going to back out.
yeah, I think you're right about that.
By the way, talking about Kennedy, I heard something very interesting lately, which is about the assassination and who was behind it, like properly behind it. And it's very different to anything I've heard before. And it makes so much sense when you think of when it happened and what was going on at the time. You know, you have the CIA because of him wanting to revoke the Federal Reserve Act and all those kinds of things. He was also making sure that a facility in Israel was not developing weapons of mass destruction or weapons of mass distraction. He was insisting on inspections, given that America was funding. Say again?
JFK?
Yeah. So JFK's administration was insisting on inspections of Israel because they were, after all, funding Israel. America has always funded Israel.
It's weird that Owen Benjamin is pro-Israel. I'm like, wait, what?
Well,
so I have a hard time understanding that.
It's difficult. So we have a situation where it's almost like gaslighting to the world. Whenever things are kind of quiet, suddenly you have some atrocity going on in Israel. You know, it's almost like a valve. You know, they've got to keep the tension in the world, and when there's nothing major going on anywhere in the world, but there's something major going on in Israel again. You know, but I've been to Israel several times, and to really wrap your head around it, it's really weird because I've met some incredibly fucked up Jews, and I've met some absolutely excellent Jews. Well, wait, Israelis, okay? They're
Oh,
Jewish as well, but they were Israeli. I've met
wait, wait.
the kind of Israeli that will kill you if he knows that nobody's looking. He'd kill you just for not being Jewish. I've met that kind of Israeli dude.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and there really are people like that in Israel who
Oh,
think that the God gave them that land, and anybody who isn't part of their clan should be out, shouldn't be there.
yeah. When I was homeless in Los Angeles, and then eventually living in a penthouse building around the same neighborhood that I was homeless in, actually, and a block away. I suddenly then I was living in the same building as the Israeli army, and there was, well, not, that wasn't like their headquarters or anything, but the two of them were off or on a vacation, or just because but I became friends with them and started playing basketball with them, and it was crazy to hear their stories and shit, and they I actually like I always was into conspiracies, like when in 2001 when Bush won. Wait, did he? 2001 Bush won, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or was it 2001 that Bush won?
yeah, because that's when 9/11 happened.
what, a,
Yeah,
what a coincidence!
yeah,
Oh, strange coincidence. So I remember watching as a kid, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, and then I'm like, recently I put it together. I'm like, oh, so that's why JFK Jr. died, Robert, because he was going to become president, and then the Junior got put in instead of him. And if Junior didn't die, Robert, then he would have became president instead of fucking JFK.
yeah. But also remember what Robert Kennedy was saying at the time. Already back then, he was saying, "I think there's something wrong with vaccinations." Already back then, it's like,
Damn,
yeah,
dude, that's woke shit. There, he was watching some Alex Jones back then. When did when did Alex Jones start? Like
about
98,
he
90,
started
or 90.
about the time that Bill Cooper ended.
Oh yeah, I know.
There was only a small overlap.
Yeah, there's people that say that, like, oh, Alex Jones is William Cooper. The whole thing is just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
Now you can't even question the transgender agenda, and people without people getting butthurt about because they fucking masturbated to transgenders growing up. It's like, face the facts. You masturbated to transgenders growing up. Like, so did I, and
yeah.
I
I
didn't
mean,
know
who
until
really
recently.
who really masturbates to Michelle Obama? Come on.
Oh Jesus! Well, that old Big Mike. Nobody masturbates to Big Mike, but like seriously, like, I don't know, what's her name, like, is Jenny McCarthy one? Like, am I really that duped? I'm like, am I too far down the rabbit hole when I think fucking?
I don't know. You know, this is part of the whole thing, isn't it? Like this, the guy in the chat, Sick Sid, he said the main thing is to have people lose their ability for pattern recognition. And it's like, well, look, if you've got a whole bunch of guys who have been mutilated and walk around and look like women, and you didn't know they looked like women and you thought they were women because they're mimicking women, then you start thinking that feminine gestures and movements aren't really indicative of women. They might be indicative of transgenders. And this breaking of the pattern recognition is part of the whole ploy. But before I go on to this, I just want to cover this with Israel, okay? Because because I know Israeli people, because I've been to Israel, I urge everybody to go to Israel and see for themselves, because you'll see the really hateful Jews, and you'll see the Jews that would literally give you the shirt off their back. I tell you this, all Israeli people, when you go into their home, they feed you. Even if you go into the home just after you've eaten lunch, it's like, surely you've got some room for that. They feed you, okay? Almost to the point that it's torture. But they feed you. And this is the thing. The Israeli people, you know how in America there are Americans who feel oppressed by the American government. In Britain, people who feel oppressed by the British government. In Israel, not only do they feel oppressed by their government, their taxes are incredibly high, and everybody, unless you're disabled, is forced to join the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. Everyone. There's no getting out of it. The only thing that's going to happen to your life, if you refuse to do it, you won't go to prison. Instead, you will be blacklisted for all of your life. No legal job.
You got to join. You got to join.
Yeah, that's it. You will not have a legal.
They told me that too. Yeah, they were like, yeah, we had no choice. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
So what they do is that they try to make it as easy as they can. And then you've got the Palestinians who want every single Israeli dead. And you've got the Palestinians who sell shawarma in Tel Aviv. And they sell shawarma to Israelis. And they have banter with Israelis. So you see that the whole idea that all Israelis hate all Palestinians and all Palestinians hate all Israelis, you see that that's just propaganda that's given to us.
That's bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of love going on there in between the wall and the fake media, fake news, bullshit lie narrative that they feed us on the news. Yeah, that's really fucked up, dude. That's really weird and total MK Ultra mind control on a massive scale there.
Yeah, and this is what happens. And we're not told, obviously, we're not told this is what's happening in Israel in the real world, or this is what's happening in Palestine. We're not told that Israeli soldiers protect Palestinian. It's every day Israeli soldiers. So these are this conscripted IDF. They guard Palestinian women, and well, not just women, children mainly, who have to walk through Jewish settlements. You know, okay, these are illegal settlements, absolutely. But in the reality of life, these kids are going to school and they have to go through these areas. Before, those areas were just fields. Now it's a Jewish neighborhood. And if they go through without the IDF, they get stoned. So the IDF protects them, and you don't see this side of the story. Obviously, you also get atrocities committed by the IDF. You also get atrocities committed by the Palestinians. If you focus on all the darkness in the world, then the world is just dark. But if you try to focus on the human aspect of the world, where fucked up people do fucked up things and good people do good things, and there are good Israelis just like there are good Palestinians, and anybody who doesn't think this is kind of a bit stupid.
Yeah.
And this is just how it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Fuck, Jesus. What the fuck, man?
But I tell you this, with the whole Hitler thing.
Yeah, thanks for getting my mind back on track. I needed to get back on track. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. With the Hitler thing. So, is there a possibility that we've been misled about Hitler? Well, the fact that the winners write history. The fact that the winners write history is like, yeah, that's a possibility. Is it also possible that instead of being completely misled, we've just been generally misled? Like, for instance, 6 million Jews or less?
Less.
So less. Even the Jews know that it was less. Like Norm Finkelstein, a Jew, has written books about how it was less. And Joseph Cole, who was completely blacklisted for going into Auschwitz and saying, these aren't gas chambers.
No disrespect, but my personal number that my research has pointed towards is around about like 180,000, 200,000.
Yeah, whatever the number, horrible. Okay, it's like, yeah, war is freaking horrible. Yeah, that's just, war is shit. It's not like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
well,
that's very bad.
these guys died in their homes, in their beds. They were 4 and 5 years old, you know, and a bomb just destroyed them and killed them. These guys died in a concentration camp. But all of it is despicable, you know. But the idea that Hitler was a good guy, if there's anybody out there who still thinks they've listened to David Irving, I've listened to David Irving. I understand how propaganda works, okay. But I also know a little bit of history that's not really explained by David Irving. He mentions it in just maybe one sentence, which is this. My grandfather, my family, I'm Catalan. I grew up, I was born and brought up in Catalonia, okay, the northeastern Spain. We'd had a civil war and we had a fascist dictator called Franco. One of the ways that Franco won the war was by having Hitler loan him his Luftwaffe. And this Luftwaffe, his air force, flattened this Basque village called Guernica, which is what Picasso made a painting of. Happened. Now, behind the scenes, what really went on was Hitler was funded. It didn't just magic money out of nowhere. He didn't just say, oh, I'm going to print my money and it's all going to have value. Say, no, 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 no. There has to be value there, intrinsic value, okay? He was loaned gold. And Franco was loaned gold to pay for the mercenaries. The people who paid for that gold are a hidden hand. I could say right now who it is, but it doesn't actually help. It was not the Israelis. So this is it. It's like you always see there are hidden hands. Of course there are hidden hands. There are hidden hands. We know that the malevolent, crazy guys, some of them are in positions of power. We also know that there's some bright fuckers in positions of power too. It's not all evil beings.
Yeah, there's a lot of good out there. Actually, I sometimes overlook it myself. I look, and even like when I'm surrounded by fucked up laws, like I was in New Mexico, like laws like "Make My Day" laws. It's like, you ever hear this law?
Yeah.
Make my day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was surrounded by that, and other and crazy people. So, like, did I tell you any of those stories?
You told me one about a woman.
Which one?
That you stayed with for a while.
Oh.
Oh, that.
Let's see here. No, I'm talking about murderous stories.
You told me one about people fighting, homeless people fighting.
Homeless people fighting? What are you talking about? What year are you talking about here?
Some long time ago.
Yeah, no, you're in a different storyline.
Oh, right.
Let's see here, but yeah, dude, like Make My Day law. That's weird. Allow if you walk on someone's property and they're allowed to just shoot you based on their own property and the laws. Like that's weird. That's crazy.
So, but look at how propaganda works, and this is something that was kind of sobering to me. Okay, so Eminem, you know Eminem, yeah, the rapper.
Of course.
Very popular, very cool, very good in terms of rapping, and brilliant when the government in the US was right wing, okay, because it was Bush and Cheney and those guys. Then Obama comes in, silence from Eminem for the whole of the time. Now, the ones that are, and part of what he was complaining back when it was the right was how the right are trying to gag everyone, trying to stop everyone from talking. Now it's the right again, but the ones who are trying to gag everyone from talking is not the right, it's the left. And now Eminem is out there again talking about Bush and So, dude, why don't you actually point the finger where it's due? It's not the freaking government that's stopping people from talking. It's other human beings. Like when we talk about the transgender agenda or about the whole pedophilia, the overt pedophilia and these things, when other people in our environment say, you shouldn't talk about that, this is not the appropriate setting, or that kind of language, it's like, fuck this shit. What is the appropriate setting? Is there a let's go to town hall and discuss pedophilia day? There isn't. It's whenever you make the setting that you discuss it. And when other people try and stop you discussing it, those are the people that are gagging you.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be friends and family, always.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. That is fucking sad. Turns you into almost a criminal.
Yeah. You know, say the wrong thing. And now YouTube does the same thing. Oh, say the wrong thing. We'll gag you. We'll gag you for 3 months.
Yeah, it was interesting. They called the person who killed McKinley an anarchist, and I called it years ago. I said years ago that they're going to be calling flat earthers danger. I'm like, watch it. They're going to start calling us dangerous and terrorists. And literally, right after that, it was like, dude tries to. It was like one of those false flag things. Oh, it was the Las Vegas. Remember that they tried to in one of those fake news stories, or maybe it was real. They labeled the Las Vegas shooter as a fake or as a flat earther. Remember?
Yes, but that kind of was a flash in the pan, because then the t-shirts came out with pictures came out with him wearing a pink NASA t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that quickly went away because people started looking flat Earth, Las Vegas, and dunk NASA t-shirts. Like, oh, quick, drop that flat Earth.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm sure I was convinced for a while they were going to try to class the flat Earth as a mental illness. And I was quite convinced. But when I was quite convinced, they weren't ramping up the transgender agenda like they're doing now. So now if they try to class flat Earth as a mental illness, all flat earthers would say, wait a second. So me looking at the real world and telling you to look at the real world is a mental illness, but you thinking that you're a woman, Matthew or Robert, that's not a mental illness? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's a bit odd, huh?
Yeah. So I don't think they're going to go for it. I think they're trying to get away from mental illness labels, you know, because people will just say, dude, if you're a 46-year-old guy and you think you're an 8-year-old girl, like you mentioned before, you're mentally ill. And if you're people who are,
I'm glad you're paying attention to that. Yeah.
Because this is like it.
That's fucked up, man. I mean, like, no one talks about that shit.
And this is it. It's almost like, wait a second, is this even a true story? If somebody, you know, if you look back at Monty Python, if they'd covered this back then, you think that would be back in the 70s and 80s, it would have been hilarious. And now, now it's like real, like in the real world.
Monty Python did do one skit on transgender. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not.
Oh, could you?
Wait. Are you talking about Life of Brian?
It was.
Because in the Life of Brian, in the Life of Brian, one of the characters wants to be a woman. Stan wants to be a woman.
Yeah. And he's like, you can't be a woman. You're a man.
Yeah.
he's like, well, I want to be a woman. He's like, you can't though. He's like, but yeah. So I almost want to put that on. It's such a great scene.
Yeah, I did some time ago, and YouTube pulled it. I'll do that scene.
I'll do the audio real quick. Hold on, man. Screw it.
Yeah, cool.
Will I get copyright on that or no?
On the audio, I don't know. But it would be a copyright, not a community guideline strike.
Python, huh?
But Stan Loretta.
Stan Loretta.
I think before you play it, I think I think the best part, that the most genius line, is when Loretta is being asked why he wants to be a woman, and he says that he wants to have babies, and they say that he can't have babies, and he says, pretending that he's a woman now, that it's every man's right to have babies if he wants them. It's like, were you arguing to be a woman? Well, what?
And guess what? Now men are having babies, man.
Yes.
Well, technically women are having babies, but women pretending to be men are having babies.
Yeah. I think we should just start advocating like physical violence, not killing or murder, okay, but like slapping and punching.
Oh,
Dude, you know, in Canada they've started pushing for snowflakes to show their offense when somebody offends them, to show their offense by throwing drinks in people's faces. But this includes like hot drinks in people's faces, often red. In one of her classes, had a snowflake dude throw his drink over her as a protest. He didn't like what she was saying.
damn.
Yeah. So, dude.
Fuck, man. Hold on. That's super quiet, unfortunately. Trying to find one that's the audio's really quiet for some reason.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, that's too quiet, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, fuck it. I'd have to let you do it, but that's alright.
Dude, I could do the actual dialogue.
Go ahead. I don't care.
No.
Men have a right to have babies. I have a right to have a baby. But you can't. Stan wants to have babies.
Yes. Well, it's every man's right. Wait, how does it go? Furthermore, it is every man's right, or woman. Thank you, Stan. Where was I? I think you're finished. Furthermore, it's just the right of every man or woman. Oh, why don't you stop going on about women, Stan? You're putting us off. I think women have a perfect right to play a part in our movement. Why are you always on about women, Stan? I want to be one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What? I want to be a woman. From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta. But why do you want to be Loretta, Stan? I want to have babies. You want to have babies? It's every man's right to have babies if he wants them, but you can't have babies. You haven't got a womb. Where's the fetus going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box?
Oh. Yeah, they do keep it in a box too.
Yes.
Damn, that's so fucked up. Actually, who admitted to be a test tube baby? That blew my mind the other day. It was somebody like really popular, and I was like, wait, what? I'm like, who's a test tube baby? And I'm like, everyone knows who the fuck they are. And fuck, I forgot who it was. I'll have to look into that. That shit's fucking wild. That test tube baby shit.
Sorry, somebody has a question about Antarctica on the map.
Yeah, what about it?
I don't know. It's somewhere in the text. So I'm asking, can the guy please repeat it, whatever the question was? Because I'm on a Hangout and it's a bit distracting to try and scroll back through the text.
What do you, what do you, I'm like, I joined, I was like, damn, dude, I noticed there's a lot. I've been looking out for Owen Benjamin's Hangout, last night and today, and it didn't happen, so it'll probably happen tonight or probably sooner. Maybe it's going on right now, but probably not. Somebody.
It does go on about this time because I've been catching it and it's like at the end of my day. It's like, dude, I'm gonna stay up just to listen to this. But it's,
Yeah.
you know, even the way I see it, even if he didn't become a flat earther, I still listen because it's fucking funny.
So he'd be just like a better Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, that guy's so sold out. But
Yeah.
how many of these people who sell out do you think are guys who are saying to themselves, "Yeah, I'll sell out, I'll get all the glory and fame and money and everything, and then when nobody's watching, then I'll tell everybody that I was a Trojan horse and I'll expose everything. Yeah, they'll never guess that. In the meantime, oh, what? You want me to suck this cock? Okay." He's like, you know, you're not really a Trojan horse.
Oh man. Yeah. So what do you think about that Tartaria stuff?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
no-
don't you remember the 1,000? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna ask you. Do you remember the 1,000 years of missing history research?
yeah,
Like, don't you? Did that ever pass your radar? Because like,
yes, totally. In
like,
fact,
go
I
ahead.
was, it's one of the things that I questioned even back at school, okay? Because we have this chronology. And in Britain, we have the legend of King Arthur, okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the legend of King Arthur,
Here in America, we love it. We stroke ourselves to that. Yeah, we love that.
yeah, so we have the legend of King Arthur, and I used to ask my history teacher, was King Arthur before or after the Romans? Because like if it was before the Romans, then chances are it wouldn't be so much of a legend. It'd be more, you know, the Romans would have written about it. So it's like, oh no, it was after the Romans. Like, oh, okay. So wait a second. The Romans came along, built roads and civic buildings and sewage and aqueducts and viaducts, and then they left, and then it went to people living in hovels and not having refuse collection and sewage and throwing their human waste out of the window with a wooden bucket. How does that happen? And it's because like, well, there's a break. There's a big break in the history. We're told, so here you are, Julius Caesar, and then all these events and years are all accounted for until now. It's like, wait a second, that doesn't quite work. It's like Julius Caesar, before Christ, before that calendar. So Julius Caesar, different calendar. Stuff happens, start a new calendar, say it's this year. Like, oh, wait a second. I see a big opportunity for just making up shit. Saying there's a big chunk of time that we can't account for, we'll just delete it, we'll just pretend it wasn't there. And when we pretend it wasn't there, we'll pretend like the events that happened in that time didn't happen. That's easy. Cut it out. Cut out the whole Tartarian Empire.
Or it was something else that it wasn't.
Whatever it was. Well, this is the thing. If they cut it out, and they literally cut it out, like in Russia, they used to have history. They used to have ancient history of Russia, and at one point it was completely excised by the Russians. You know, the whole Russian Revolution and all of that stuff. They just went and deleted histories. The last very well respected historian, like of the old world, was writing books explaining, collating the information from the old world. His books were destroyed eventually, and then his very last book, it was forged, just bringing the new story into play after the guy had died. Saying, no, there's a trick going on here, guys.
Yeah. I'm actually looking that up right now. You'll love this. So this will be the different calendar timelines that are all. How? Okay, check this out. I think this is how to live. Oh shit. 11 timelines in 24 hours. Oh man, this is fucking crazy. All right, hold on. See, fill in the fucking dead time here, Antonov. Sheesh.
Sorry, I'm replying to this guy. Somebody asking about Antarctica, the ice wall. So the guy asks about Antarctica. He says, "Are there any? Have you heard of any explorers have there been? Is there any evidence or discussions from explorers expecting to see Antarctica ice wall on their left and it was surprisingly to their right, or vice versa? No, that doesn't happen because the so-called ice wall of Antarctica is only a very small portion of Antarctica. The majority of Antarctica you could sail right up to and walk on." The guy Jarl Anderhoy, who sailed around a large chunk of Antarctica before being shot out of the water, he landed on Antarctica a bunch of times. So this ice wall is just not icebergs. What's it called? The glaciers, the same as you get in the north. You got regions where it's just a hell of a lot of ice and it shears down into the water, and then more ice comes along and shears down. It's not an actual wall. The idea of the ice wall is a corruption of the truth. The reason that the powers that be aren't arguing more against an ice wall is that if people knew that they could literally sail to Antarctica and get off their ships and go on land, then more people are likely to go. And then it's a bigger problem to control these people, because if the people going there are Somalian pirates and Indian and Chinese pirates, you're not going to invest that much army, that much navy to go and control pirates down there. Especially if, that's not going to happen. So better that you don't mention it. That way, if there are people living there, you just don't mention it. You just say, Antarctica, frozen waste, nobody can live there, inhospitable.
Fucking, I'm almost there. Thank you for filling that in.
No worries.
Sorry, I'm trying to fucking. Okay,
yeah.
so.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, dude, such a good thing. Who wasn't mentioned it? Conan68. China did the same. I think he's referring to the erasing of history, like in Russia. Absolutely. If you look at you see the same story. The only place that you don't have the same story is in Canada, because the northern Canadian region, instead, they just killed the people. The Indians that lived there, just dead, gone. And the Indians that remained, so their history was oral tradition, so they didn't have anything to burn. But in China, they deleted the history, the ancient history. And in Russia, they deleted the ancient history. And in Norway and Sweden, the Scandinavian countries, those people are relatively new to those regions. So their stories, if you look at their stories, at the Norse mythologies, they're almost exactly the same as the Roman and Greek, including the overall father of it all being Kronos. It's like, that's how much blend there is. Same gods, same goddesses, just different names. Hey, Persian Scribe is in the house.
Cool.
Yo.
So check this out. I'll just I don't know. This is best I can do right now. But I remember one of my books. It's even more detailed, and it has more calendars from different people. Like it includes the Jewish calendar too, which is not in here. But it says, "Wait a minute. Wait a god. What goddamn millennium?" I have used a variety of different calendars over the past 30 years, partly because I find it amusing to do so, but mostly for reasons of neuro-linguistic self-education. I employ a few dozen other devices of this sort to reprogram myself out of conventional semantic grids, experiments, if you will, on guinea pig bob. For instance, I often use Pound's post-Christian calendar to date this column, beginning at midnight 30 October 1921, when Joyce wrote the last words of Ulysses. The chronologue has 6 months for the male solar divinities: Zeus, Saturn, Hermes, Mars, Phoebus, and 6 for the female lunar divinities: Juno, Athena, Hestia, Artemis, Demeter, and Cuprus. In this system, these words will appear, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they use the Discordian calendars, which dates everything from the original snub, and today makes day 1 bureaucracy 3165 YD. As you can plainly see, we have 923 years to go into the next millennium, and 860 years to go into the next millennium, 4001 YD, in the Discordian system. A few other random calendars yield results like this. The Thalmetic is the present year is 96, 905 years until the next millennium, which would be 1001. The Hebraic the present year is 5,759. So 242 years till the next millennium, 6001. The Mayan present year is 5,113, 888 years into the 6001 millennium. The pataphysical calendars, the present year is 126, so 875,001 in this next one. The Islamic calendar, the present year is 1,420, so it's a 581 to the next millennium, or 563 solar years till the 2001 millennium in the Islam calendar. That's also not the Jewish calendar. So the Jewish calendars are on a different. So it's like, and the Catholics are on a different calendar. We're on the Catholics. The Chinese also, when you go to China now, they're on a different calendar. They actually don't follow the time zone or the calendar of the United States of America. They're on a different time zone and a different calendar. All over billions of them, and that's from. I haven't never lived there, but my friends, best friends, have lived there for years, and they tell me that. I'm like, that's fucking amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, well, why all the fuss then about the total arbitrary Gregorian millennium? Well, maybe some intellectual Catholics, the Jesuits probably, have convinced themselves that Pope Gregory XIII created one true calendar by tuning in infallibly to some cosmic clock. Einstein, however, has proven mathematically, and his successors have proven experimentally, that no such one true clock exists anywhere. And most of us don't believe in PayPal, or papal infallibility. Anyway, PayPal. Dating the year after the next 2001 calendar, Gregorian calendar, has as much and as little validity as dating in 5,761 in Hebrew, or dating in 128 pataphysical. And I think most people, honest to God, believe the Papist date is the real date because they never stop to think about it. I suspect also that most people do and say most of the things they do and say for exactly the same reason. They never stop to think about it. I know this sounds brutally cynical, but at least it explains the religious and political behaviors of our species, which otherwise seems totally beyond rational comprehension. By the way, I used an excellent new calendar to date this data about dating. The Tranquility Calendar, which begins on the day of the first moon landing. 20. Oh man, like, oh man, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know, but isn't that all that shit's funny and interesting to me, and it's just interesting. So many different calendars, you know what I mean?
Yes, and all of them sharing the same time. It's like,
Yeah, Some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them shared a lot of the same in similar times, which is pretty eerie.
I don't know. Are you on a PC or on a Mac?
Oh, laptop Windows.
Okay, so when you're on a Mac, okay, I don't remember. I used to have PC, but I don't remember. When you come to setting your clock, your region, okay, you're setting your calendar. You've got these, I think it's like 12 or 17 different calendars you can choose from.
Interesting.
And they're all concurrent. Like, what? There's the Muslim calendar, the Chinese calendar, the Jain calendar, the Hindu calendar, the Jewish calendar. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You never think of that, of all of these calendars that are being still marked, and all of them concurrently. It's this year according to this calendar, and that year according to that other calendar, and this other year. And when you look at all of the calendars that are not the Gregorian, it's like, dude, all of those calendars are way older. Why aren't we using one of those?
Yeah. Persian Scribe just said, Tartarian mud floods is an interesting topic to be sure. Just not convinced looking through old photos on YouTube qualifies as thorough research. That's not just YouTube. There's been a lot of research done on the geography of the Earth, like rocks and mountains and different was it fucking buildings that have been found all over the world. And that's not just I've seen even Nassim Haramein is going around checking the what are those giant stone buildings that are perfectly symmetrical? They're like lasers. They're so not even a fucking piece of paper or a razor.
Polygonal. The polygonal.
Yeah. What are those? Those giant stones, even Nassim Haramein's, he's been posting crazy. Like I've been trolling him crazy because he hasn't said anything about the flat Earth or a flat universe or nothing. Man, he's just been cold like Mark Passio and all these other fucking clowns, like Michael Cesarian, David Wilcock. All these fucking jokes have just shut up and they don't say anything anymore. At least Laura Eisenhower's fucking has turned the page, and she's a flat earther.
And Andrew Basiago as well, and that's a strange cat.
Yeah, I know. I saw that a couple of years ago, actually, but it was so cool because I was such a fan of him. That's even when I was a space program fan.
Yeah. Well, his big thing was like space, wasn't it? Going to Mars through jump rooms, and now he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Obama part of the space program. Yeah. Along with himself. Yeah. Along with himself.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I mean, I was a hollow Earth. I was a expanding Earther, hollow Earther, expanding Earther, and then Nassim Haramein added a new dimension to my fucking ever-growing theory of bullshit. And then I was an expanding hollow Earther, but my Earth is flying through the universe along the galaxy like a fucking ridiculous little fucking booger that's being attracted through fucking some invisible force through the great void, the great attractor.
And dude, can you believe that when you saw that, I forget what it's called, that graphic, the corkscrew, what's it called?
Yep.
The helio something.
The vortex.
Yeah. And it never hit me. And I bet it didn't hit you. It's like, wait a second. There are people on that globe Earth that's traveling around the sun. There are people who are on the side of the Earth that's facing where their heads, if they're standing up, the head is facing the direction that the Earth is generally moving in. And then there are people in the other side of the Earth whose heads are facing away from the direction the Earth is heading in. So surely the guys who've got a whole Earth moving up should kind of weigh something different to the guys who've got a whole Earth moving down from them.
It's ridiculous. Well, there's. I mean, when I finally started to truly look into flat Earth, 2000, you know, like truly
2000 and crazy. That's when.
2000. Truly look into it over and nonstop, obsessively. 2014, and it just I'm like, all right, well, I got to take this seriously. Finally, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So like, it was like the Mandela effect. It's the same thing I always do. I let the Mandela effect go for years, and I don't think I've ever made a single video on it until recently. And I when I came across the flat Earth material, I'm just like, well, I don't see the same. I don't see. I've been studying stars since I've been fucking less than 5 years old. The first book I ever had was a astronomy book and the constellations and the stars. And I was looking up and staring at the stars ever since. And what was it freaking when I'm like, all the constellations have been the same. The constellations have always been the same for thousands of years. And I'm like, if we were a heliocentric model and we were spinning like Nassim, even Nassim Haramein says, we're just following the sun randomly, or on not even randomly, on a giant elliptical pattern, like that 26,000 cycle. So like I'll correct myself to get more pseudo scientific, and it's like I'll even correct myself. But anyway, so it's like none of the star systems are always the same. They would be different if we were flying around everywhere, doing a corkscrew spiral, flying through the fucking universe. We would see different constellations. We wouldn't see the same. Well, no, we're in our own little world here, and we always see the same, says the globe head. What? That doesn't make any sense.
That
is almost concrete, like 100%. Like I'm like, when I ask people, talk about gyros. I'm like, do you know what a gyro is? I'm like, Antonio, I know what it is. I certainly know you do. When I talk about what is it? I'm like, how do you think people navigated back in the old days? It's by the North Star, because it's been thousands of years.
So they tell us because they push the geocentric model, then projected into the heliocentric model of a spherical Earth. They say, and the Polynesians, they traveled using the South Celestial Pole or the Southern Cross. Or they say, no, they didn't. The Polynesians traveled mainly by looking at the sky in the day, not by looking at the sky in the night, by looking at the sky in the day, because they were heading to islands. And when you're in the South Pacific, the sky is very clear. And when you see a little white patch of cloud there in the horizon, it's because that cloud is over an island, and they would head towards the cloud. That's how they traveled, and sit there making calculations at night time, looking at the stars. And no. They didn't have any big astronomical understanding of the stars. The Polynesians, zero, none.
Yeah.
What Persian Scribe is saying is very apropos, by the way. So
yeah, I'm reading the comments too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's saying yes. So Tartaria is just like another like other topics where the bandwagon effect has turned into a total shit show. Yes, and he says early on, there are many anomalies. Yep. But I would say that Tartaria's architecture fashion is being conflated with all sorts of crap that has nothing to do with a supposed empire from 300 and 400 years ago in Eurasia. Yes. So this happens all of the time. Something new is found, like, quickly connections are made.
Like flat Earth and Mandela effect.
Yeah, and then very quickly connections are made, and then like small circling flashlights on, and very quickly conclusions are arrived at. It's like, whoa, 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 just take your time. Look calmly. Look calmly. Look at the ancient structures in northern Siberia. Look at those. Just look. And just by looking, you see, Jesus, something went on here that isn't in the history books. And then look at the ancient structures that aren't even discussed by anyone, really, in New Zealand. Ancient structures in New Zealand, none in, as far as I know, none in Australia, but Australia is like a new kind of outcrop of land that it was under ice before. But in New Zealand, ancient structures, like buried by jungle, the same as in Bolivia. And it's like, the hell? Well, there's nothing in the history of this, but what remains is the fact that the history, or as close to any history that could be had of Tartaria or what went on and what time period those things went on in, that history was erased, was literally burned in the streets. So when people jump to conclusions, it's like, oh, okay, you can jump to conclusions if you want, but you can't verify your conclusions. You might as well not put them out as conclusions and put them out simply as conjecture, as ideas. You know, look for ideas and look for ways to verify your ideas. But arriving at conclusions, like some of the stuff that's being said by certain channels, it's like, oh, God, you know, so mud floods. Have mud floods actually really happened in the real world? Yes, they really have. They've been recorded happening in Brazil and in other places. They really do happen in India. They actually do happen, and they do bury places. Okay, that's true. That's really, really true. Has it happened everywhere in the earth? Well, it looks like in most places, but not everywhere. You see, like London. London, the city of London, is about 200 meters above what was the Londinium of the Romans. And Jerusalem is about 200 meters above regions that were underneath, that were empires before this latest version of the temple, which is already, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years old. Okay, the remaining wall. But that was built on top of other stuff. The building on top of other things is something that's gone on forever. For goodness sakes, the Muslims built on top of the temple in Jerusalem. It's part of the whole religious conflict. But building on top of other regions is something that we've done forever. Sometimes it could be.
It's something we've all thought of. Fucking like, I thought of that fucking growing up. You're talking about building on top of the previous civilization, forgetting about it, forgetting about what's the society resets, and fucking. I'm like, I've even made jokes about it when I was in 2009 on stage about how this society has nothing to show for itself except for pollution and garbage and plastic being on the ground and towers, satellite towers, telephone towers, wooden and all these towers, and eventually they're all in towers. It's all going to get destroyed. It's all going to be crumbles of metal and garbage, and there's going to be a layer of garbage that aliens are going to come and visit, be like, what the fuck was this layer of tower satellites and garbage? There's like pyramids and shit. Like, clearly the pyramids people were a lot more civilized and advanced than these plastic satellite fucking motherfuckers. It's like, oh my God, man. It's just like so bizarre that we have nothing to show for ourselves.
But then there's also this, okay? So you've got London, 200 meters or so above the old Londinium. And progressive building on top of other things, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is when you've got whole chambers that were or are intact on top of which things have been built. That doesn't make sense. You don't go You don't go and build right on top of a different house. That's not very tenable. And then you have to consider, like, wait a second, if this has gone up 200 meters, then how come the river has also gone up 200 meters? Because the river would be 200 meters through a cleft. Like, oh, something's going on here. Something's changing the freaking shape of this place. And of course it is. Things decay all of the time.
Now hold on. Did you see talking about General Lieutenant or Lieutenant General Phillips?
Yes.
Isn't that interesting? How he was there 5 to 7 years. The dude that had the keys to the program, and he just so happened to be a 33rd Scottish Rite Freemason.
Well,
and it's like,
if you're gonna have someone in your gang.
It's like, well, like, it's just so interesting. And that there's a few, like, only, I guess, some of the main badass people that actually have balls and talk about fucking that type of shit. It's like there's just not too many who talk about it. But
well, it's like,
oh, what an interesting coincidence that nobody knows who this guy is, and Werner von Braun is fucking giving him credits and acknowledgement, and he just so happens to be a fucking Freemason. I'm like, oh, what another fucking coincidence.
Well, it's like this. So here's Joe Schmo, and he works doing this, and it turns out that this is just a big propaganda campaign. So you invite him to join your group that guarantees your secrecy. Hey, come and join our group that guarantees your secrecy. What do I have to do? Oh, just these rituals and whatnot. Oh, okay, do that. Okay, you're going to guarantee the secrecy now, right? Well, yeah, because, well, you know that if you don't, bad shit happens. Well, yeah, okay, I'll keep the secret. And there you go. They keep the secret.
Yeah, speaking of secrets, give me 1 minute. I'll be back with some very, very interesting secrets. Give me 30 seconds.
Cool. So back to mud floods. Mud floods have really happened like in modern times, and they've buried entire villages. A universal mud flood, which is what what these channels are promoting, is a universal mud flood. It's like, wait a second, there are hilltops in the UK, in England, in Britain. There are hilltops that have, well, Roman mosaics just under the grass. That's how they know that they're there. You can go walking and you'll go through a stretch of, when you're walking through the grass, you realize when you're walking on top of grass where only 6 inches underneath it is very solid, because it feels different. And there you dig a little bit, there's a patch of Roman mosaic. So that Roman mosaic, it wasn't just left there in the middle of the countryside. It used to be the floor of a building. The rest of the building's gone, but the mosaic is still there. This tells you that mosaic was not buried under mud. So this universal mud flood, no, it doesn't.
What book was I getting?
I don't know. It was a mysterious, fascinating book.
Fuck. What was it? Damn it. What were we talking about?
Probably about the whole NASA and Phillips and secrecy. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about secrecy.
Shit. Wow, I tricked myself. Fuck.
Was Admiral Byrd in the...
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Ah, there you go. So I'm going back in the chat, seeing what's being said. My father was a high shriner, and he explained. Michael Jordan writes, my father was a high shriner, and he explained to me that you have the bad guys in Masonic groups and good guys just like the regular world. That's kind of, yes. This is just how the world kind of tends to be. It's not like one group, I mean, even in the Vatican, you have that. You have priests, Catholic priests, who are very... So he's got a friend. Okay, I'm going to mute.
You're all good.
Okay.
Yeah, so listen to this. So, Okay. Okay, so perhaps you know who I'm talking about, right?
I don't know. Go
You'll
ahead.
see. You will. Perhaps an organization of the imagination. Most reference books say that Adam Weishaupt founded the Bavarian Illuminati May 1st, 1776. Illuminatus, in a series of memos. Illuminatus is, of course, Robert Anton Wilson's famous book. Sold millions of copies around the world. Gives a number of alternative histories which trace the Illuminati much further back in history. By the way, thanks to Illuminati, excuse me, thanks to Robert Anton Wilson, I've traced their lineage back to about 1170. Is further back, farthest back that I can find it, and so apparently some folks think the Illuminati still exists. Oh shit! Oh shit! Where? What the fuck? Huh? I thought there was more. I guess it must be on a subgenius thing. Or hold on a second. Go ahead and go ahead and get any thoughts on that. But I'll find this in a second.
Well, I'll wrap up what I was saying that, which was what one of your viewers was commenting about good guys and bad guys in the Shriners or in the Freemasons. There's good guys in the Catholic Church, but this is the crazy stuff. You think if there are good guys in the Catholic Church, you think that given that one of the Christian things is Jesus saying anybody who harms their head on a child, it will be better for them to have a millstone tied around their neck and be thrown into the sea. You think they'd do that in the Vatican to the people who harm children, you know? You think that the good guys would do that. And considering that the Vatican is its own country with its own very special rules and laws, that would be quite... that would bring a lot of people to Catholicism if they actually did that, but they don't. And even if there are good guys in the Catholic Church, not protesting or not combating the bad guys that are in the same umbrella organization, I think that's a bit of a problem.
Okay, here we go. Here's the final secret. Now, Adam Go-Rightly. Have you ever heard of him?
I don't know.
Oh, no, he's good. Adam Go-Rightly, in his book, The Prankster and the Conspiracy, which I, of course, have, claims that all recent Illuminati research post-1960s has become confused and chaotic because of a hoax conspiracy, also called the Illuminati, funded by Kerry Thornley of the Discordian Pope, accused of involvement in the JFK assassination by New Orleans DA Jim Garrison, which is 100% true. According to Go-Rightly, this neo-Illuminati aims only to bedevil and mock the efforts of sincere conspiracy researchers, and he even accuses the subject of this monograph, Robert Anton Wilson, of involvement in this fiendish plot. Raw, of course, refuses to dignify this absurd charge with a denial, which nobody would believe anyway. Besides, as Reverend Ivan Stang of the Church of the Subgenius says, and maybe logic, well, if I was a member of the Illuminati, I wouldn't say so, would I? Well, neither would I. That is Mord Mal in the deep underground, somewhere in the occupied United States. But what do you think about that? Now, isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
There was 33 watching. Now there's 30. There's 33 watching.
Liz, anybody could make a story. You've seen The Usual Suspects, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kaiser Soze.
Oh, Kaiser Soze. Yeah.
So where does the name Kaiser Soze come from?
You don't fuck with Kaiser Soze, remember?
Yeah, but where does the name Kaiser Soze come from?
That sounds really familiar. You're tripping me out.
It was in the bottom of the cup that the detective was drinking from.
Cup.
Yeah. So it was a completely made up thing. There was no Kaiser Sose who killed his own family when he'd
Yeah,
been threatened.
it was all made up.
Totally made up. So anybody can do this. We could make one up right now called the White Hand. Did the White Hand contact you? They contacted me, and there you go. You've just made,
Here's the thing: the Galactic Federation of Light did contact me, so that's that's another thing.
Well, the Anti-Galactic Federation of Light told me that.
Right hand, because you've heard of the Galactic Federation of Light, right?
I have, yes.
Yeah, they contacted me.
Well, they contacted me and they told me that they would not be contacting you.
But I was already contacted.
Ah, but they told me that you would say that you. No, it doesn't work.
Oh, F for Fake is such a great movie. Numney Numney Num.
Oh, dude, I'm pulling that up right now. I've been meaning to watch that.
Oh, it's such a great movie by Orson Welles.
Right.
I went on an Orson Welles tear because, like everything, I was just Robert it's so now. Just telling this to you will be a mind. And this is an interesting word that I learned here in the past month. Is mind share. So I'll use it like I was just about to. I'm like, just talking about F for Fake, Robert Anton Wilson, and Orson Welles, and talking with you, and telling you the stories that I'm about to tell you will spring forth something in you. So that is called, therefore, mind share. And so I'm sharing with you my mind, basically, and then all the shit that's swirling throughout my mind. And it's not shit, but certainly swirling. But it's not shit, even though I've certainly, you know how much I used to respect Robert Anton Wilson, Terrence McKenna, and
Osho,
Osho, and Alan Watts. Sure, but I put those three in as the sacred cows, the sacred three, and what were we talking about?
Mind share.
Share. Yeah, freaking. So Orson, what is that? You shush. Orson Welles is so F for Fake. He's just. Oh yeah.
No spoilers. I'm gonna watch it.
No. I'm not gonna. No spoilers. Okay. So just by studying Robert Anton Wilson, it could literally take a lifetime on a few topics that are his favorites, like James Joyce, Finnegan's Wake, and that's one. Orson Welles, studying Orson Welles' work, Bucky Foster Fuller, Bill Burroughs, William Burroughs, fucking Tim Leary, what's that dolphin guy? Dr. Lilly, and Terrence McKenna, and like it's just it. But so what was that? The fucking oh yeah. There's people that study Robert Anton Wilson who are Robert Anton Wilson scholars, and they have like you can get like a PhD in Robert Anton Wilson.
So they study him and they study the things that he was interested in. I take it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, people do that with Phil K. Dick as well. I'm going to do some let me mind share with you something about Stanley Kubrick. I hope there are people out there who are fans of Stanley Kubrick and his genius, and he was a genius. But now I'm going to show.
Apparently he's a pedophile.
Well, I'm going to show something about him that might change your opinion.
Sorry to interrupt you. Somebody says Robert Anton Wilson was a character played by Orson Welles. That's ridiculous because Orson Welles influenced Robert Anton Wilson, and Orson Welles interviewed Andy Kaufman, and
yes, I saw that,
and I pulled that out, and I have it on my channel.
Yeah,
that's amazing because you know how I love Andy Kaufman and Orson Welles and all those fucking fakes, and it's interesting because like but real fakes though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, so Persian scribe writes also Orson Welles.
Real fakes.
Orson Welles' long lost unfinished film titled "The Other Side of the Wind" just recently debuted. I'll have to see if I can catch it. But let me tell you this. Let me mind share with you, okay? Because sometimes you'll have geniuses. So The Shining is a genius film, okay? There are incredibly, horribly dark elements to it. And to just the work of Stanley Kubrick altogether. If people think that he was just some kind, innocent guy that was just very good at making films, and I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a slant to a 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Okay. Most people have seen that. I'd wager most people listening have seen that film. Now picture this. In 2001: A Space Odyssey, when Floyd is going through the portal, through the obelisk, coming out, the baby, and seeing his future, then the big mansion. When you're seeing the light display on his helmet and his face, just pull those memories up of what you're seeing and the dramatic music and picture this. Okay, now look frightened. Okay, a bit more frightened. Great. Now look shocked. Okay, now look suspicious. No, to the other side, please. Okay, now aghast. Now, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. You know, all of those shots with the guy moving his face and that's what's actually going on. So obviously you're immersed in the film and you think, oh, overwhelming. But really, that's what's going on. There are instructions. Okay, look up and to the left and shocked. Look down a bit and suspicious. Look terrified. Look delirious. That's what's going on. And when you put it in that setting, when you watch the film again, and you just visualize Kubrick saying, cut again, bit more shocked this time. That's what's actually going on in the filming process. And it's almost like modern art in the world of cinematography. It's almost like modern art. It's shit. And until somebody points it out, you think it's amazing because it's expressing all these things. No, you've got a guy gesticulating. That's what you've got. And he's gesticulating to orders. Gesticulate like this. Now gesticulate like so.
Gesticulate, eh?
Gesticulate. You know, no, there's no micro expressions there, that's for sure. So pull up the scene, guys. Like after watching this, pull up the scene and just take a look. And just imagine, switch the sound audio off, and just imagine the director saying, okay, now shocked and delirious, now suspicious, now whatever, now hungry, whatever you just, that's what's going on, okay? Because none of that is written in the book. There's no description of what the guy's face was doing. So yeah, there you go. Just wanted to mind share that.
Interesting. Now, do you know anything about Kerry Thornley?
Don't think so.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. He's the one who's the co-founded the Discordianism.
Oh, that bastard!
Along with Greg Hill.
No.
Interesting.
But so the Discordians. That's exactly what I was telling you. You know, we could make something up right now, and we could call it the White Hand, or call it anything. Discordians is brilliant because discord. Yeah, what does discord mean? Well, it kind of leaning towards pandemonium. You know, not accord, not
Not no chord, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not mellow, not. So that's Discord and Discordians, great. Anybody could do that. Like really, just start describing a group and flesh the group out in the description, exactly the same as in The Usual Suspects with the description of Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, so
done on the spot.
Groups who keep their membership, their activities, and their very existence a secret. Oftentimes, government forbid membership in these groups, such as Freemasons at various times in histories in some countries. Wilson has a particular fascination for secret societies within secret societies. For instance, in the 1970s, the Bavarian Illuminati only allowed members who were already belonged to the Freemasons. In the 1970s in Italy, the P2 only recruited third-degree members of the Grand Orient Lodge of the Egyptian Freemasonry. So that means that that's a secret society within a secret society. Wilson has written extensively about a wide variety of secret societies in many of his books. Blah, 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 blah. Assassins, the Bilderbergers, the Council of Foreign Relations, the Discordians, the Elders of Zion, Masonry, Freemasonry, the Golden Dawn, Heaven's Gate, the Illuminati, Knights Templar, Mafia, Noon Blue Apples, Ordo Templar Orientis, the Priory Scion, the Rosicrucianists, Skull and Bones, Trilateral Commission, the Wicca, and of course the Exus. And but I do want to look into Kerry Thornley real quick. I want to look up this fucker's. I'm gonna watch. I already watched a bio, or I need to watch a bio on him. I found one on him finally. Oh, god damn it! And I just sense there's like over 30 people watching. Might as well. Are you reading? Oh, here it is. So Kerry Thornley, 1938 to 1998, he died. A founder, of course, he died a kook. A founder of the Discordian Society. Jim Garrison suspected Thornley of involvement in the JFK assassination. Thornley served in the Marines with Lee Harvey Oswald. That's true. So, all right.
No. He served with the Marines with Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, the dude who was accused of the JFK assassination, even though Thornley himself was accused to be involved in it.
And this is the guy. So Lee Harvey Oswald. Let's remember, he's shot dead whilst he's walking with a black eye, saying in a kind of beleaguered, exasperated way, "I'm a patsy." Like he's trying to say, like, guys, can't you freaking see what's happening? He's telling the people there, "I'm a patsy. I'm the fall pang." There you go. I'm the fall guy. I'm the guy that's going to be used. I'm the scapegoat. Don't you see what's happening?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. Now, Finnegan's Wake, I really do have to read the book by James Joyce. I tried to read it about 5 years ago, but my brain just shut down and I was incapable of reading any further than a few paragraphs before my intellectual capabilities broke down. Because James Joyce's sheer intelligent genius just shattered any type of anything. It just ruined me. I was like, all right, well, can't read that one. So that's Finnegan's Wake's been on the shelf for 5 years, but now it's suddenly calling me back again, and I'm gonna have to go find it. I'm pretty sure it's in California in my stash of books of nearly 5,000 books that I have in California. I got about
Whoa, 1 second. You've got a stash of 5,000 books in California?
About, yeah.
Dude, you need to go and collect.
Oh, I know. Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure. Well, not. I have I'm gonna be in Texas, and I have a restaurant opportunity, and that's like a career-long thing.
That's very cool.
And well, like with benefits and shit, that'll hook me up.
Yeah, and, but dude, no, listen. This is my family come from Hostelier. My father was a restaurateur, Okay, so he was a chef, and he had 3 restaurants and a whole bunch. Feeding people, that's a good way to live. And
Yeah.
being involved with the feeding people world is a good way to live. It really is. So good luck to you with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the most important part is to add my idea onto the existing restaurant, which is so like since they already got the licenses, that means that I won't need to do that myself, and thus I can just fandangle my way into uh, putting my own investments into my own thing, and thus bringing all of my books into the restaurant, and thus having in a restaurant bookstore, which is what I always actually dreamed of. Because I've always thought like coffee, muffins. I even wanted alcohol. I even wanted smoke at one point, but then I thought about it, and like smoke doesn't and books don't mix well, especially with lots of smoke in books.
No.
So yeah, no. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just do that then. And then I'll bring. I got about 6,000 ish in California and 6,000 ish here in New York, and then but I have to combine them both in Texas. And hauling that many books it takes hundreds of dollars. So
Like, how are you thinking of hauling them? Like, literally hiring a vehicle and taking them, or getting them sent over with a delivery company?
I could do a little of both, but what I really want to do is get a vehicle and then pick them all up and go there.
So then you're driving around in a vehicle with eventually like some 10,000 bucks or so?
Well, at least I can fit. I could fit a whole van's worth. I think I possibly can do it in. No, that's impossible. No, that's ridiculous. 24 boxes in a van, maybe, but
Because that's going to be a hell of a lot of weight.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point too. That's a good point. Yeah, fuck that. See, that's just too much stress for my. It would just make me sweat a little bit. So I'll do 2 trips.
Might as well New York, Texas.
Exactly. So like, if I'm in New York and I get hooked up again with another truck here that's not given away, yeah, 'cause my dad gave away my truck.
I
So
heard.
I'll get another truck and then bring my books that I have existing here, drop them off in Texas, and then pick up my books and go to California, then pick up my books in California, and then bring them back to Texas, and thus having all my books there. But I don't know where I'm ultimately going to have my first, but I want to bring all of the books that I have there. But I also have to set up my online store, and thus I'm going to put on a 7-book set by Fu Manchu. Sorry, not by Fu Manchu, but by the author Socks or Ramir or something like that, or Ramhir. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but it's the Fu Manchu series, and it's from like fucking 1900. It's like $100. Here's the thing. I just want to set. I'm gonna put on fucking like a 7-book set, and I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna get like. I'm gonna get like fucking hundreds of dollars for it. I'm at least gonna get 150, but I am gonna get hundreds of fucking dollars for my fucking book sets, and because I pay fucking hundreds of dollars myself. So fucking, if I can just start selling hundreds of dollars of books and showing other people, oh, you're such a little cutie. If I can show other people, like I've shown other people how easy it is to start live streams themselves and get taken seriously. I want to get taken seriously. Nobody else could. It's like I remember watching people in fucking 2009, 2010. And I'm like, dude, these people are so inspiring. And I'm like, man, like if only I could fucking like talk as good as they can and fucking as eloquently as they can and freaking and then within 3 years I made my YouTube channel in 2013 and said in 2013 on my very first video, I'm gonna make a lot more fucking videos in the fucking future. In my very first video, in late 2013, and I even was in my very first video. Within the very first minute, I showed a flat horizon on San Diego, mountain on Cowles Mountain, the highest mountain in San Diego, and I can see 73 miles away to Mexican islands. And that is just impossible if you use globe curvature mathematics equations.
Dude, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start making a wish list for a P1000 with an infrared mod, whatever the mod is.
Nice, nice. Hey, yeah. I'll donate to you.
That's going to be cool. Because I'll
donate $20.
You know what? Well, let me get the book out of the way, and then I'll focus on this. But Jay Tolan Media, the guy that's been doing the VR on planes and all over the place. Okay, there's no argument. Like the only thing I've come across as anything resembling any kind of coherent argument was invalid, because the argument was, oh, he can't even accurately identify certain mountain ranges. It's like, no. You can't identify the mountain ranges. You're saying that he can't. It's like, no, you haven't seen them from that elevation. You think that your idea of what those mountain ranges look like from that elevation is not what he's seeing? You're imagining it's some other bunch of like land.
Such bullshit.
It's just, yeah. Dude, listen, I'm gonna bail. It's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm getting my sleep sorted out. So, so I'm gonna bail from the hangout, but I'm gonna be listening while I unwind. So, yeah. So thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, dude. Of course.
And so wait, before I go, this restaurant. It's a restaurant in Texas, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not going to be a vegan restaurant, is it?
No, not at all. Oh, guess what? Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if it's a vegan restaurant, I think I might have to buy a gun.
No, not at all. It's going to be great. We're going to make tons of money. And we're going to sell lots of great food.
Just make it through the first 2 years, okay? I'm
gonna have to pull Owen Benjamin and shoot a pig on camera.
Yeah, dude. Oof. Right, so I'm going to bail. Oh, I was just going to say, if I ever come to Texas, once the coast is clear of certain people that just make me vomit. Yeah, if you're in Texas, I'll go to Texas and have a steak at your place.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've talked about it for years. It's going
to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. So, and I do need to get over there into the old fucking murderous, genocidal place that you inhabit. And, so I do need to go over there. That British Empire. But yeah, before you go, I just got recognized. You know how it says like top member, top fan on Facebook or whatever?
Yeah.
You're in certain like groups or like certain people, like Nassim Harriman or whatever. I just got recognized as a top member of Nassim Harriman's group. I'm gonna like, as a top member here, flat earth. It's gonna be so funny.
Dude, he's going to come round to it, Nassim Harriman.
He's got it. No, actually, he can't, dude, because, dude, he's more into that shit than David Wilcock is.
Yeah, but, right, when he sees
you know, David Wilcock and Caesarian's whole work depends on all their books, depends on all their weird stories and
Tiamat and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But so, like, go ahead.
So when he sees it himself, okay, when he sees it, like when he understands it, when he wraps his head around it, he's been trying to not push, educate the world, the academic world, so that they can figure out how to make free energy devices. That's the main thrust of what he's been doing. It's like, yeah, okay. Dude, you do realize that they've had thousands and thousands of free energy devices that they don't want the world to know about. It's not magic, and it's not because it's not possible. Okay.
Yeah, they're all over.
Yeah.
Churches and buildings. Have you seen that? The churches and buildings?
All of that stuff. But this is the thing.
Go ahead.
His whole main thing has been surreptitiously change the physics book so that people can understand how to make free energy devices. Right. Then it's not going to fly. They're not going to say, oh, brilliant, now we understand it. Let's all have free energy devices. That's not going to happen. Not right now, anyway. So he's going to know this. The whole Stephen Gray, free energy devices and all these free energy, they freaking disappear. So forget the free energy devices, Nassim Haramein. Okay, make one for yourself. Go and speak with Bob Lazar if you want, and Hutchison and those guys. But just get that idea out of your head of you producing it for the world or people having free access to it. That's not going to happen. Okay. So instead, get your head into this. The earth is freaking flat. And when you realize it, you'll start realizing that there's a fucking countdown going on.
Yep.
And with that, I'm going to leave you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, later, bro.
There's a countdown. 46 years, people. Right. Bye, all.
Jesus, that's true.
Bye.
I think about it too. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, it's such a good thing to collect more books than you can actually read in your lifetime. Just surround yourself with fucking books. You're like, fucking keep reading as much as you can. My resolution was to read more. I am reading more. I have a book in my hands to speak and reading to him, filling in magazine articles. I'm trying to read fucking more. Jesus. There's just so much fucking information. Now here's the thing. I sometimes get this feeling. It's a paranoid android meme that is it says like, is too much information that's a bad thing? And I'm like, and then I recover my natural order, my humanness, and I'm like, what's wrong with downloading and reprogramming myself in a better formulaic, that's a word, formulaic way. You're allowed to do that. Create your own formulas. Oh, man. No, that's not enough. 10,000 books? That's not. No, there's people out there with fucking 100,000 books. Manly P. Hall has a collection in Los Angeles with 50,000 volumes. Over 50,000 books. Yeah, actually, when I went to the Philosophical Research Society, I talked with the top lady and the president of the Philosophical Research Society, which was founded by Manly P. Hall in the 1920s. And the lady knew about Discordianism, Robert Anton Wilson, and the Church of the Subgenius. And she's like, "You're an ordained member?" And I'm like, "Yeah." This shit was hilarious. She was laughing. She's like, "Yeah, I know about it." I was talking with like the top head up people at the Philosophical Research Society, which was founded by Manly P. Hall, about Discordianism, Robert Anton Wilson, and the Church of the Subgenius. It was absolutely amazing. I'll turn this shit on. Now, Discordianism, a religion which worships Discordia, the Roman goddess of chaos, discord, confusion, and bureaucracy, and of course, international relations. Known to the Greeks as Eris, Carrie Thornley and Greg Hill founded this religion in 1958. And Robert Anton Wilson, aka Bob Wilson, enthusiastically embraced it when he and Thornley became friends in 1967. Wilson took the Discordian name Malachi the Foul, and his Discordian writings appear in the Principia, Principia Discordia. Sorry, a little discord for you. The Holy Book of the Discordianism, for which he also wrote an introduction. Robert Shea and the Robert Anton Wilson dedicated Illuminatus to Greg Hill and Carrie Thornley. Pissia. Okay. Now this is where it gets strange. This is where it gets strange. I'm going to end you off with this. You'll like this ending. I'm one of his valued customers. Good girl, stay. Alright, now listen to this. You know about Anti-Bob, right? You know about Bob's twin, his brother, his Anti-Bob. But did you know about the real life Anti-Bob? Like, no, lay down. So I'll refresh this real quick. Ah, come on. No. Ah, there it is. No, check this out. Alright, get back. Go lay down. Little fucking bruiser. And now check this out. Now, god damn it.
The post-human dream or a fate that Terence McKenna talks about is not possible in a healthy way unless you have these new.
Now, you know when someone mentions him casually. Now, hold on. Now, shit. Oh, was it here? Alright, I think it was here.
New York. These acoustic space, and you know what makes it acoustic? The canyons of the stone buildings. The resonating effect turns New York City into an echo chamber, which brings up all kinds of enthusiasm, as individual eccentricities, like old tribal societies celebrate and have. But the more Puritan, Victorian, traditional American archetype, the first nature, and it's fusing with cold fusion as an example. So there's where the linguistic problems come up.
Well, talk about, when you say linguistic problems, you're talking about because the ecologists understand that technology as opposed to who they are,
right?
What they represent.
Yeah.
And you're saying no, technology is an extension of humanity and the Earth itself.
But at first, before cold fusion, it is not first nature. It is not nature. It is something humans make and creates a whole new complex, a new ecosystem that sort of interferes with the first nature system. That's what it's about now. Acoustic space of what Le Corbusier said, hot jazz and stone. Now that's just one medium we're inside of.
Yeah. What also makes New York interesting is that it's a three-dimensional city. Most people live two-dimensionally.
Yes.
They don't live vertically.
Right.
And so the verticality of this city creates the acoustical
The depth level. Yeah.
But also helps people kind of live on all certain levels of their consciousness. Bring this level of communication to exist. So it's not a babbling as much as anything in nature is babbling.
Okay, but you're using words to communicate this.
Right.
I will find this. I don't care if there's one person left.
Well, that don't want that to happen.
Right, that's the identity crisis.
So they classify as what I mean is
the software imitation of that.
Saying no, technology is an extension of
You'll have missed the point. The technology is part of first
humanity and the Earth itself.
But at first, before cold fusion, it is not first nature. It is not nature. It is something humans make and creates a whole new complex, a new ecosystem.
Where did I fucking find this?
With the first nature system. That's what the argument is about. How much pollution do we have? You know, both software and hardware pollution. Called emergent, man-made, human-made.
With the economic system,
so the communication,
because
it keeps the oil. Then I can start growing my own food.
Well, that don't want that to happen.
Challenging and celebrate seduction for the emphasize new energy.
Is really to communicate. Right. That's why there's
communication human beings, which is that they create solidification. Creates
well, it's
if
not.
You don't understand?
Much as anything in nature.
Media that are communication. Okay. That's the matrix we're in. That you are going to do something. Begin to look around and perceive where you're built on the printing press and the newspaper and those visual biased technology means of communication. But New York is acoustic space, and you know what makes it acoustic? The canyons of the stone buildings, the resonating effect turns New York City into an echo chamber, which brings American archetype kind of society and the rest of North America is nowhere like the New York environment. So New York is molded by the acoustic space of what Le Corbusier
okay, that's what it was. Here it is.
The question,
wait, no.
Life after death becomes, is there life before?
Oh, it wasn't that. It was that. What was this?
You can get customized insurance and save money with Liberty Mutual.
Yeah, here it is.
Comes a long way. So people now depend on a sense of community from their own, which a lot of people are in now. Right. The freelance service industry kind of
here it is.
In a business environment, you have to be open to a lot of stuff. So like an after party. Then I say, so you got two.
Because we're almost not bodies anymore. We're just voices traveling through space. We just become disembodied with the electronic technology.
I would say that we were collectively discarded from the telegraph to television. We didn't have a freedom to move inside that collective ESP mandate of the electric environment. It was with
we lost our physical body.
Yeah, generally. We still had it, but we were so involved with telegraph, radio, movie, television. These media dominated people's lives for over 100 years. 1850 to 1950, but with the computer and then the satellite, there was a bit of what I call electronic. That's electronic waste. We're beginning to get out of the electric tribal mandate, and you're starting to have your economy. So think in the 50s, the kid with the transistor radio no longer has to listen to the family radio. Can walk around outside and listen to his own kind of music. Bit of autonomy there, electronic autonomy. Then the digital comes in with the chip.
So that was a big breakthrough. You're saying that no longer were we tied to the family media. We broke away with the transistor radio. That was a huge
spiritual self. That is the complement to the biology, which is the neuron
circuits of networking. This is Bob.
And you weren't available as you are now. Well, you may not have as much, and you'd also
found it. Here it is.
Here. A situation where you could ignore other people. In your freelance situation, which a lot of people are in now, the freelance service industry kind of business environment.
Listen to this. A lot of people are in this industry now, the freelance industry. Now listen, freelance business.
You have to be open to a lot of stuff.
So in your present situation, yeah, you're overloaded, but that isn't the situation for everybody.
But aren't you saying, and Bob has many books out, or one book, but he has many circuits of networking. This is Bob Dobbs, who inspired the Church of the Subgenius. He's actually a mythic figure. He's actually a real person as well.
No. No, this dude is of new realities. He has 56,000 subscribers. He's been on YouTube for longer than all of us combined, and he's been interviewing people since the 80s, and he interviews all types of people, and now he's interviewing Bob Dobbs. Get out of here, you cutie! Now he's interviewing Bob Dobbs, and he's interviewed Bob Dobbs 3 times actually. And this is one of the interviews that I just found. And I was like, I know he's gonna mention it. And I'm like, this dude is like, but I'm like, oh, he's a fake sub-genius. And I'm like, holy shit, man. I'm like, this dude named himself Bob Dobbs. It says up close and personal with Bob Dobbs. So this dude's whole character, he's named himself Bob Dobbs, and he claims that J.R. Bob Dobbs took all of his real life story and it's based off of him. And now this is and so it's like a reverse meta. It's just sort of,
you're interacting with a lot of people, and they therefore have time to interact with you and email you. If they understood that you had a role, a job, and you weren't available as you are now, you may not have as much, and you'd also be being paid in another situation where you could ignore other people. In your freelance situation, which a lot of people are in now, the freelance service industry kind of business environment, you have to be open to a lot of stuff. So in your present situation, yeah, you're overloaded, but that isn't the situation for everybody.
But aren't you saying, and Bob has many books out, or one book, but he has many circuits of networking. This is Bob Dobbs, who inspired the Church of the Subgenius. He's actually a mythic figure. He's actually a real person as well. They're saying that the machine has taken over.
Right. Well, I'll begin with that.
Yeah, let's start.
And you were right that we have had information overload for most of the 20th century for most people. The authorities, the institutions that sort of controlled the picture and the icons of what was going on, like the church, the education, the business leaders, politicians, those icons have fallen away. So people now depend on a sense of community from their own information networks. That leads to information overload, and I would say that since the 1960s. Mm-hmm. But the 90s has seen the technology becoming more user-friendly and adapting to your needs, giving you more mobility in a lot of different ways. But we still have a structure from the 60s.
slow down.
Look at the back of his screen. Chucky Lynch coming to the top. Headshot, Carmella. Carmella was the intended target, but she certainly suffered in front of it. Look at the power of Charlotte Flair. Flair took it to the side. He's factor in this matchup. Backbreaker. Charlotte. The team is standing tall and losing confidence. Charlotte Flair truly believes that 2019 is her year to take the throne once again. What's the dreaming up right now? They're just thinking about the home run, thinking about perhaps a 2-for-1 special. Not the worst strategy if this lands, whatever she's thinking. It could keep both Carmella and Becky down. Now Flair going up to the top turnbuckle. Becky Lynch sees what's coming. Playing a little possum, I think. Slows down the Queen. Oh, albeit for a moment. Now right to the face of Charlotte Flair. Charlotte back to her original intention. Oh, no. Oh, she gets the ball. Becky. Oh, what a kick out. Carmella. Who's doing? Oh, what a kick out. Who's going to the Royal Rumble event to challenge Asuka for the title?
Robbie boy.
Temptation Island. Stream the clear episode on all platforms now.
Jamie, this is your help?
I know, it's not much, but it's home.
I can't. Please don't tell me you'll find for me. Oh, this one is tiny like a tongue.
Oh, but seriously, you need to be surrounded by what matters most. Home and auto bundle from Progressive.
Take one.
Oh no, I couldn't.
Start the year deliciously at Olive Garden. All new oven baked pasta. Your favorite pasta sweets bubbling hot, like new, rich and creamy lobster shrimp mac and cheese.
Yeah, I remember.
All new oven baked pastas. For a limited time, only Olive Garden.
Our Hostire Farm craftsmen start the day slow roasting turkey for incredible.
I remember finding this Bob Dobbs character in 2015, back when I became an official member of the Church of the Subgenius. Go lay down, Stinko. Go lay down, Stinkface. Go lay down. God damn it. Go lay down. Whoa. That is a lot. Holy heavens. Secret Council of 10. That interests me a lot. I think Secret Councils.
No. You're hired. Try caramel M&M's.
How long have you believed you were a superhero?
This is not a comic book. It's the real world.
Oh no. That's not good. I mean, this guy's biography is absolutely ridiculous. He says that he inspired the character, the Church of the Subgenius chair, Bob Dobbs. Like, I can't even.
Switchers work quickly and knows that safety starts. Enhanced with rubber technology. Our water and steam resistant uppers are perfect for keeping things dry.
Okay, so now this is Bob Dobbs. Well, that person that I had you listen to, and the interviewer. Oh shit! Sorry. The interviewer who said they were talking about his name was Bob Dobbs. He's talking about Bob Dobbs, the guy who the interviewer was interviewing was named Bob Dobbs, but God damn it, he was inspired off of the character from the Church of the Subgenius, and so Bob Dobbs, aka that's not his real name. His real name, is Bob Dean, actually? Is it Bob Dean? So, although his real name is Bob Dean, he claims to be named Bob Dobbs. And he's also known as the Wizard of the Media Ecology. And he also speaks under many different pseudonyms. Bob Neverett is another one. He's Neverett. So he employs this device to minimize static from the subgenii, because he doesn't want to get ousted out of the subgeniusness. And so he claims that a J.R. Bob Dobbs is nothing but a clip art headshot of an invisible man smoking a pipe. That Bob Dobbs stole his identity from them, and that his real name is Bob Dean. The whole thing is just ridiculous. I don't know where.
should be looking for a superplex. If this connects, it could be a light shot for the Queen. Oh, they're trying to hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now back into the mix. And rims Becky Lynch off the turnbuckle and a forearm smash to the Queen. Carmella made a career out of being an opportunist. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Trying to rip Charlotte way off the top. Whoa, we have a good power by Charlotte. Oh, my God. No way. Charlotte Flair. Oh, Ride.